10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2.
Cause I'm burning something powerful. Fuel injection action from my femur to my collarbone. Gone in 60 seconds as I'm blasted through the danger zone. Double time and rhyming, stopping on a dime. When they wave the checkered flag, you know I'm clocking in my time. Barriers are broken from the subsonic waves. I'm all gassed up knowing that the fast lane pays. Eat my dust, true damn flow. Rock and roll ignition, rapping disposition. When I'm blasting supersonic on a fuel injected mission. Carbureted intake, fossil fueling with the turbo boost. Cross the finish line because I'm cranking more juice. Buckle up for safety cause you know we're about to blast off. Broken all the records, tell you son you better back off. Speeding like a demon, must be dreaming that my ass lost. Faster than the speed of sound. They
in the list
And hello, everyone, and welcome to the Tally Ho Show with me, Andy.
And myself, James.
Yes, thank you all so much for coming by and listening in to episode 3. We're still going, James. How is this happening?
I don't know how we've been taken off yet, but let's keep the ball rolling. We need to keep this going from now on.
Yes, we'll keep going until we get kicked off or just something else happens. But yes,
even in hell, I still be on this show.
Yes, pretty much. But yes, thank you all of you for coming by and tuning into the show. And we're not alone.
Yep.
We've got a guest. In case you see on the stream. But if you're listening to this on the podcast via SoundCloud, welcome as well. Hopefully you're having a very good day, whatever day you're listening to this. We have the one and only Kevin Eva from Last Minute Continue on the stream. Hello.
Woo!
You are not alone, etc. Hi.
That was a beautiful, beautiful singing there, sir.
Yeah, we won't go any further than that. Anyway, yes, hello. Nice to be here.
Maybe that's the way we should introduce all our shows, Andy, is by singing.
The guest has to sing one bit from a very popular song.
Say boom boom boom. Let me say whale.
Hey-ho.
Let me hear you say tally ho.
Tally ho.
Tally-ho.
Yes.
There we go.
Got it.
We have a new theme song, Andy.
Perfect.
Excellent.
I will get that made right away. How are you, Mr. Kev? How are you today? All good?
Yeah, all good. Just quickly casting an eye over XSplit for later and work to make sure it hasn't exploded. But other than that, it was all good.
Good, awesome stuff. So yeah, as I say, we're going to be having Kevin from Last Minute Continue on. We're going to talk to him a little bit about himself and also about LMC as well. We'll then get straight on to doing some topics. We also have the Throne of Games, and we have some very good music to play for you as well. Before we begin, we're just going to have a quick little rundown in the chat room to see who is talking right now. So hello to Edge, who is breaking everything in my apartment again. Surprise, surprise. J10. We have Electric Boogaloo. Iron, Mr. Venato. We have Evil Hill Gaming. We have the Random Genius, Mr. Ian. Hello to you, sir. Hope you're well. And we also have Pookachu, who says, Andy, is it snowing on your side of the pond? It just started up here. We got a foot over last night. Yeah, it snowed. It snowed last night in Vancouver. I just want the summer now. Want the summer.
You're Canadian. You must be used to the snow by now, though. Surely.
I'm a West Coast Canadian. We don't get used to this. If I was in
Yes, but Andy, you've had snow when you're in the UK. It was like every February there'd be snow. You must be used to it.
Well,
no, but he was from Gosport. We got a good slush. That was
South Coast. True. South Coast boys.
The seagulls casted it all the way overnight. Yes.
Must have done, yeah.
Pretty much. So yes, that's different. Yeah, with the snow here, pretty much just shuts down everything. If I was Eastern Canada, then yeah, it'll be normal. I'll be it's just a normal day. It's all fine. So crazy stuff. Anyway, yeah, so as I say, we're going to be doing some topics, going to be talking about fun games. And but before we do that though, we're going to talk a little bit about Mr. Kev. So Kevin.
Oh, must we?
I mean,
can we not talk about you guys instead?
We covered that during the first 2 episodes. Your turn now.
Oh,
yep.
Damn.
Yep, your turn. Sorry, sir. So, tell us a little bit about yourself and tell us a little bit about Last Minute Continue and how that came up.
Okay, well, Last Minute Continue came about as a result of a very long time Sonic fan site called Sonic Rex, which for a time was the third biggest website in the world to do with Sonic. And there's a sprite gimmick on there and had a media depository that everyone liked, including Sega, bizarrely enough. And there came a very random point where they sort of gave up looking for their own stuff and started using the shadow depository on Sonic Rex as the main source to finding all their old media. And that goes for all branches of Sega as well. Kind of weird. So now it's gone. They're probably also strong. Anyway, so about 2012, I kind of folded up Sonic Rex and reconstituted it into Last Minute Continue, which was going to be a new freelance gaming site, and I was going to be doing stuff under that name for a travel and leisure magazine, actually.
Oh.
Which I don't talk about too much. Which was this? It's like a footballer was starting up, actually. Not a particularly well-known one, but he was Premier League, as I recall, or at one stage or another, or Championship or something. He was rich enough to have this magazine for this lifestyle thing and loyalty, whatever. And I was going to write for the website. That was the whole king of it all. So I did all my stuff, and then I never heard from him again. So on that basis, I took it all up and then repackaged it. And now Last Minute is more of a it's gaming humor, it's off the wall stuff, it's absolute nonsense without fail. But it's mostly it's mostly a website platform where I get to show off like the YouTube videos and stuff, things to do, and it's also a platform for my friends, and that does include Mr. Andy, who is known to collaborate occasionally. He is a well-known collaborator by the government.
Yes. Well, that's very secret, though, Kevin.
I think that's a good collaboration, though.
Good collaborator. He's going to be put up against a wall. So there's... that's it, really. In terms of what I do professionally, ironically, Sonic Rex was one of the keys to me having a career. As far as it goes, I back in the day when such a thing as a DS existed, Sega launched and he's also known as Fleek the Bards. Yes, but only when he's not listening. So there came a time, obviously I'm doing this Sonic fan site, Sega was sort of tentatively reaching out to people because didn't have a clue what the hell was going on or how to do it. There's this entire very angry fan base out there that everyone, because it was about 2006, 2007 time, and they'd just had Sonic 06. That's Sonic 06 now, apparently. The fan base was on fire. Basically, he was burning. It was burning down around them. And then they had this game, which turned out to be Sonic. Would have been Sonic Rush Adventure, and they very cleverly managed to leak Marine the Raccoon. Well, see, this Sega Europe well before time. And and they desperately wanted it to be taken down. And actually the person who spotted it and responsible for posting this leak was Lewis Clark.
Oh.
Also known as Sonic Yoda.
Sonic Yoda.
Also known from the then Sonic Yoda's website, which is now Sega driven. And the then community manager, Rob Lee Broad, who was part of a number of community managers that they had at Sega Europe at the time, this very fledgling community management team. He was like, oh shit, we need to get this going away. This needs to go. Really needs to go. Help, please. And he was talking at the time with myself and Sven Jocelyn, also known as Dreadnoughts of the Sonic Stadium. And I said, I'd met Lewis and I was in contact with Lewis. I said, I'll speak to Lewis on your behalf and see if we can get that taken down. Because miraculously, no one else had seen this. And it was about 2 months before it was supposed to be announced that Marine was up there. And I basically acted as a go-between, and I got the thing taken down in exchange for a very nice exclusive interview at some point that Sega-driven Sonic Yoda had. And through that, a chain of events happened. I ended up being taken on as their pet expert, for want of a better phrase, because nobody at Sega Europe really knew much about the Sonic brand. So they hired somebody from the fan base, which has never happened again, apparently. It's never happened again at all. And yeah, it was just a case of I sort of worked through there. I worked on the brand they had, which was known as Sonic City, which replaced Sonic Central, which is the American one. And after working on that for a long time, I went away because I'd finished and no one else had. So then 6 months later, they called back and, "Hi, do you want to finish off this time that we got you in for? And oh, by the way, would you like a job? Proper job?" So I ended up then working on Sonic mostly, but a number of other things for Sega Europe. And I did that for 4 years. And a number of other things in that time, including helping start up the Summer of Sonic event. Big online well, not the online version, but the offline, the real life convention.
The IRL convention.
The IRL convention. The 2-time world record, Guinness World Record holding.
Indeed.
Convention, which they still haven't given us the second certificate for yet. But
really? I thought they did.
I'm not holding that against them.
Was that for 2016, was it? The last convention?
Yeah, the 2016 had us down as longest running thing, which I conversed with Sven and Adam Tuff about, and we were all in agreement. That's another record. That's not what we were there for before. So we're officially a 2-time Guinness World Record holding event. But yeah, so I went on from there, from Sega, after Generations, and if you didn't like the setup for Generations, that's kind of level setup for Generations, it's my fault and your fault. Because this is true. Because Sonic Generations was going to be a whole bunch of other levels that was going to be chosen by people internal to Sega, and most of the people internal to Sega knew Green Hill Zone, and that was it. That was the only Sonic that they knew. It was like, they work for the company, nothing about it, and they were going to be surveying the staff about what the hell. About the history. So pick your favourite levels. And half these people are, what's the Sonic Heroes? And I was like, oh, shit. So I said that it should be the fans that did this, and I sort of went via the European Sonic management team, of which I was technically a part. And I went to Izuka via them and said, this should be the fans doing this. And Izuka went, I agree. To which I went, oh, really? Because I was used to like 3.5 years of being, how dare you be a fan of the. So, and we surreptitiously polled the fans in just a general manner, and then they don't remember the Hermit Crabs from Sonic Heroes. They didn't remember Sonic Heroes at all, Random Genius. They didn't know what it was.
The famous Hermit Crabs? Everyone knows that.
They get together every so often.
Trust me, I had heard great things about their detective services, and it turns out they were all wrong. So, so then it ended up with the fans picked the levels for Sonic Generations, and the Sonic team basically threw out like 87-90% of their plan. The two things that sort of realistically made it through were Green Hill Zone, funnily enough.
Yeah.
And the DLC pinball.
Oh yes.
The reason you got the DLC pinball was because Sonic Team really loved pinball, and they were going to be doing pinball as one of the main levels. They'd already started on it, so you had that. You had See a Night, whatever it was, pinball. That was the only reason why you had that.
There you go. There's an explanation.
After that, it all went a bit weird with Sega for a number of reasons, mostly political. Yay! And I decided to move on. I've ended up then working for Square Enix, where I worked on another DS game, actually. what was it, a 3DS game? I forget. Called Heroes of Ruin, which was like an MMORPG, but we called it like a minuscule online role-playing game because it was like 4-player live drop in, drop out, but using I would have been a 3DS at that time. So fantasy RPG, and did some other stuff. I ended up working on what ended up becoming Sleeping Dogs. Actually, when Square acquired what was the last true crime game that got axed. So I worked on that. I worked on day 1 through to about 25 of what ends up being Just Cause 3. Just really fun, just being in like the first meeting at all about a game, which was quite funny. And they were like, "So what should we do?" And they were, let's get a plan together, I guess. And then I went to Belgium and I did some stuff there, and there's a community manager all over the place. Heroes of Ruin, I've heard that it's good, so hey, it's all right. It's all right considering what it was and the fact that they axed 6 months off of it and halved the budget. And it was great.
There you go.
But I wrote so much content for them. I mean, like it was kind of a disaster because they got me. They needed a community manager because their community manager had left. He'd gone to E3. They're just as this game has got no, heritage or whatever. It's not attached to anything else. It's brand new. They're trying all these new things, and the guy went to E3, and then they never saw him again. So they needed somebody to can you craft this, please? I said, sure. I can do that. But they had this fantasy world, and my face was just, oh great, because like Kid in a Candy Store or something. I can write about all this stuff, all these characters, and all these backgrounds and stuff. And it's like, so the first boss you come across is like this skeletal captain, and it's called I don't remember his name. Can't remember his name now, but it was like some skeletal captain. Like, so who is he? What's his backstory? Oh no, it's just an enemy. Like
that's it.
This is a fantasy game about storyline and stuff. Like, okay, so there's a Leviathan. There's this massive boss character. Okay, what's that there for? Oh, it's just a Leviathan. What do you mean it's just a Leviathan?
Someone who's just popped up, just go hi.
Yeah. It's like, have you no backstory or game lore about this at all? And I went, I'll come up with some later. I was like, what? So from there, I ended up going over to Belgium for a year and a half to work on, effectively, among other things, Facebook games for Konami. Pro Evolution Soccer's Facebook game, which when it closed very quickly, and Konami people weren't allowed to work on it anymore. I ended up actually running the entire thing for the last month and a half, which was interesting because it was like, can you please get this game in a position where people won't hate us? By the way, we can't do anything else for you anymore. Bye. Thanks, Konami.
Please keep this running. By the way, we've taken all your resources.
No, that was literally it. But luckily enough, I had a sort of a kill list. That was not meaning I'm going out to like do away with all the production.
But
I had like the
sort of unfortunate accidents.
Yes, suffered. Yes. Yes, I guess all the Konami people must be. I'm not being paid by any Konami person at all.
You know when you said that, you cut out as soon as you said all Konami people must be.
Yeah, I'm good.
That was
Konami people must be.
It's such.
It's such an adjective. Yeah.
People in the chat, here's a little game for you. Add the blank. Konami people must be blank. We'll read out the best ones later on in the show.
Well, we're playing Quiplash already.
Yeah, we're playing Quiplash. There you go, Kev.
Excellent.
Put that
in. All Konami employees must submit readily to blank.
Yes.
So PS also Yu-Gi-Oh.
Oh.
The Yu-Gi-Oh mobile game, and you are talking to one of the few people who has actually voiced or been the character of Atem.
Really?
The Pharaoh, officially.
I'll be damned. I did not know that.
There was because it was called it's Yu-Gi-Oh! Bam, and there was this character called Grand Bam, who was like the sort of admin of admins, as it were. But secretly, canonically, throughout all the various things, Grand Bam was actually the Pharaoh, and everything was done in style of Pharaoh.
Right then.
So I all the Facebook messages suddenly had is all about playing children's card games and lots of Yu-Gi-Oh! Bridge stuff being thrown in there for fun.
Of course.
That's how you solve every single problem in that show, with a children's game.
With a children's card game. But yes, I was in the Facebook group and in the Facebook page and giving various answers as the Pharaoh. And nobody knew until the end of the game. And it was like, oh crap, really? Oh damn. So that, I also worked on... oh god, other things I worked on. About like 100 games or something really stupid. Also Phoenix Wright when it came to mobile.
Really?
Yes! Thank you so much for that.
You did Phoenix, right? What?
Phoenix Wright on mobile when it went there. I was the help desk for that. for about 6 months, I was the help desk for like everybody English speaking on Phoenix Wright.
It's amazing.
Which was amusing.
Which Phoenix Wright was that you did? Or was
it was the trilogy.
The trilogy one.
Whatever the mobile one was, I forget. But it's...
there's the trilogy. There's the investigation, Spirit of Justice, and the
Pretty certain it was if it was based on time. If it was the first trilogy. Because I had to give answers relating to all 3 of the first games. So it would have been.
Yeah, I remember that.
But that was fun.
I managed to complete them straight. I was so happy when they got down to the island. I loved playing them on the DS, but I never got a chance to bring them on. So thank you so much for that. You've basically made me waste at least a couple of hours of my life, and I thank you.
That's okay. It is quite amusing because there was this massive. All these sort of things give this massive, like QA Bible. It's like if they ask you about X, it means they need to do this. If they ask you about Y, it's broken and we can't fix it. Make something up.
What is the best answer for that, though? You must. I could have so much fun with this. You see, maybe a monkey.
I'd given a number of. I was asked a number of things about ladders and step ladders and things.
Yeah, I remember that one.
And things that they got appropriate answers for. Let's just say that.
Wow.
Okay.
But, after all that, and to date, I am now working on VR Focus, which is it's the UK's and one of the biggest specialist immersive technology specialist websites in the world. So we talk about virtual reality and augmented reality and mixed reality and other things reality. And I'm not community manager of that, but I used to be. I'm now digital content manager, which basically means I'm the glue that keeps together and I clean up everyone else's mess. I'm basically an online janitor. But one to the better.
Surely, so does that mean they get clean up in aisle 5?
Clean up on Article 2. You know, I make people sound very smart when they need to. Not that those people aren't smart at all, because they're actually very intelligent people, and we do a lot of in-depth stuff. I recommend going there every day, especially today, because I've got to keep an eye on it. But it covers all avenues. Virtual reality, not just video games, although that is covered obviously, but also its use in the things like the health industry and education, and design, architecture, and other creative mediums like art and history, when I talk about art, also, it's like all spheres of arts in terms of television and movies and film and stage, short documentaries and sculpture and painting. It's absolutely everything.
And also KFC training promo scary game.
Oh God, yeah.
I remember reading that article on VR Focus. By the way, guys, I have posted VR Focus in the chat, so go check it out. Go check it out. It's a really cool website. Has
also go check out that KFC, because I think I wrote that article, didn't I? I don't write that many articles, mainly because it's technically not my job to do so. Yes, KFC have created a new VR escape room for employees, and we're now absolutely terrified.
Yes. It's very like, oh, it looks happy and jolly, and then all of a sudden it's like, oh, wait a minute, never mind.
Is it gonna delete the thing if I post a link?
Nope. It'll be all fine.
We'll go. Okay, there we go. Go and see that. It's absolutely terrifying.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
I've just clicked on there, opened it up, and what I get to see is Colonel Sanders looking at me, probably with his eyes going, why aren't you at KFC? Why aren't you buying my chicken? What must I do?
It's finger looking good.
It's the Colonel here. It's the Colonel here. It's the Colonel here. The Colonel is everywhere.
How the hell have we made Colonel Sanders sound like an absolute villain?
Oh, they kind of do in that. They
They
really
kind of do. It's creepy as hell.
It's just like, what on earth do they do?
This must be what chickens have nightmares about.
Every single day. A man with a white beard and a freaking white coat. And also a phone.
Yes.
Yeah, that'll be mine. No, that's not actually my phone. That's
Well.
It's the Colonel here. I hear you.
I hear you've been talking about me. I'm like, oh god.
the Colonel. Yes, I do see I do see you, and the chickens do have nightmares against me.
Yes.
It's like, sorry, Colonel, I didn't mean to call you. No, I love your popcorn chicken. It's great.
I'm the part of the Colonel's Club. I'm part of the Colonel's Club.
Is that a fact?
Random,
But yeah, that sums up me. Not the KFC and the evil Colonel thing. But that brings me up to date anyway in terms of what I do. And I've been VR focused now since 2014, end of, so roughly. So it's been a long time. I'm the second longest serving person.
Oh wow.
It's been a while.
No, that's awesome stuff. So yeah, guys, as I say, be sure to check out VR Focus, and also be sure to check out Last Minute Continue as well. Check out the website. We'll try and grab a link to that when we have our music break. Be sure to check it out. Go on their YouTube channel, Twitch page, Facebook, Twitter. Just check out all their content.
Lots of fun and games stuff if you like long plays and general nonsense stuff for a break or a lunchtime in the background.
If you enjoy general nonsense stuff, do you even know what the show's about?
There's also a wrestling-based discussion show with myself and two of the guys, and there's also Skyway does also work there. She does indeed. She's wonderful. And not Last Minute Continue. She works with nothing. But there's that, and there's also Uncut, which is a sort of analysis show. We used to do like commentaries for the Sonic Boom series on the Sonic show, and now it's Uncutting Crew on NMC.
On LMC. Awesome stuff. But yeah, guys, as I say, be sure to check that out. Let's say Last Minute Continue. Thank you very much for telling us quite a bit about yourself, Kev. That was really awesome. Very, very insightful. Knowing that you've worked on many things, that is awesome.
Indeed. We'll come back to LMC later, but present in this time.
Yes, yeah. Also, yeah, so Kevin LMC is going to be doing a live stream as well. For anyone listening in live right now, going to be doing a live stream later today. So be sure to check that out. It'll be all the hype. It'll be all the hype.
No, but there's a special present just for you.
What? For me? Or for
Yes. But you'll have to find out what that is. Why James. But you'll find that out after the music.
Okay, sounds good. What we'll do is we'll jump straight into the topic. We'll probably we'll go for that, and then we'll have a music break. So shall we just go on? Shall we just get on and do this? Let's rock.
Yeah, get on and do this. I talk far too long. Let's get on with it.
No worries. So first topic is going to be sports games throughout the years. So we have our like major sports. You got football/soccer for people living in North America. You got ice hockey.
It's football.
Yes, that is true. It is football, even though people say it's soccer. It's like, no, it's football. Get it right.
We created it. We call it football. It's football.
Indeed. So you got that. You got ice hockey. You got American football. You've got cricket. You've got rugby. You've got lacrosse. You've got racing games. All that stuff. Racing sports, Formula One, NASCAR, and seeing them being transferred onto a console to be able to play like your own fantasy, so to say. So like me, for example, playing FIFA and getting Portsmouth to win the Premier League. It's a dream. It probably won't bloody happen, but I would love to see it happen. But seeing it on your video on a game is great. So yeah, just talk about like sports video games throughout the years. Like what are your great memories playing sports games, and what's your favorite sports genre, like game in general, and let's just talk about sports in video games. So I'm gonna pass the floor over to Mr. James. What's your fondest memories on playing sports on video games?
Probably it was on the computer. I used to play the FIFA World Cup 2002, and I just remember because on the football, not soccer. But I loved it because it was a great game. I got myself used to it, and it had a fantastic soundtrack, which I loved the most. And more importantly as well, you could hack every single person and make the referee go blind. So you could basically I managed to injure the entire opposition side, and the referee only gave one of my players a yellow card. I was so happy with that.
Really?
To this day, though, I don't know how I still lost.
You still lost?
I still lost. I don't know how that happened.
Round of applause for James for injuring every single player in the opposite team and still losing. That's brilliant.
That's yeah.
That is right there. I don't even know how that happened. But especially when we go on board, for my work now, a lot of people are playing quite a lot, and I'm just really happy they brought out the single player campaign now. So it's not just having to play the football like as a team, basically trying to do the competitions. You now got a little story mode, which I think it's probably made it a lot better now, because you're not always doing the multiplayer stuff. You can actually sort of make your own character. Well, I'd say that. Make your own character, do their own path, do whatever team you want to join, and basically, like you said, Andy, act out your own fantasies.
I'm becoming like a sporting legend. So
pretty much, yeah.
It's just like, I know I can't do this professionally in my real life, so I'll just do it in my virtual life, because, it's great.
Nothing can stop me virtually.
It's like, look, I'm overtaking Cristiano Ronaldo. There, that's my life made.
I'm running backwards past Cristiano Ronaldo, flipping him off.
Oh god, virtual sports, like virtual FIFA. And then flipping, you could be able to flip off like Cristiano Ronaldo. That'd be great.
Well, you say that.
Well, Kevin's popped up.
Well, you said about maybe not flipping off Cristiano Ronaldo, but just
you've lost me.
You said about virtual sports, yeah.
Yeah.
Just the other day, Cherry Pop Games, who are the people behind Sports Bar VR, the crazy VR game where you can just basically do anything you like in a bar representation.
Oh yes, I know that. Yeah.
Those guys are making a football-based game called VRFC, Virtual Reality Football Club, which will be an online game where you can properly play football.
No way.
How's
yeah,
that gonna
8
work?
players. 8 players. Well, they've got some funky new tracking stuff, but they are actually doing that. the dangerous well. Yes, well, it's an interruption. And yeah, it's called. Looks like it's called VRFC. It's only just been announced, but 8 players online connectivity, so worldwide. It's got a worldwide launch of end of this month for PC and PlayStation 4, so PlayStation VR, HTC Vive, and Oculus Rift, and Virtual Reality F Club. No, just no football club. There's That's a different game entirely.
Which we won't go into.
That's a different game entirely. And
That's
just
us enjoyed. That's what us just enjoyed passively.
Yeah, but it's funny because it was literally announced. It's funny you saying that, and it's proper games of football.
Does that mean you can actually create? Oh, and again, sorry about that. So. Does that mean you can actually create your own team for that, like 8 people side?
Well, it's equivalent of like being on 3-on-3, 4-on-4s, but it's nobody licensed, obviously, because somebody who has, as I've mentioned, worked on football games. Licensing is an absolute pain in the backside to deal with, especially with FIFA owning most of the licenses. But there's most definitely, you can put together a team of your mates, and I think they're going to start thinking. I think they're thinking about doing esports online stuff. So,
Andy, we might have to have a tally-ho football club here.
Well, we'll see how it goes, and if it gets very popular and we have enough money to get VR headsets, then yes, totally. I think we should. I'll be definitely giving that a go. That's for sure.
The cost is coming down all the time.
It is. It is. Every year it goes down a little bit, so that's always good. Always good. Vixtro's just jumped into the chat. Hello to you, sir. He says Virtua Tennis. Oh, I remember that. I remember some good old Virtua Tennis.
I remember playing that as well. It's on the had that on my app on my phone at one point.
I remember playing it on the arcade and also on the Dreamcast. It actually played pretty okay on the Dreamcast, like the originals. But you gotta love it on the old arcade. Kevin, what has been your fondest sporting game memory?
Oh, man. I mean, we can't have a discussion like this without mentioning, early Champ Manager and then on to Football Manager.
Oh, yes.
Obviously, you said. Championship Manager 93 was the one I had. I had many a interesting evening building up a Manchester United side, which had nothing to do with anything to do with Manchester United, really. And watching as well, I hesitate to say this in front of a Portsmouth fan, but having Matt Letizia as my star striker, just destroying Europe with his skill, wonderful seasons of that. Also going backwards into other things, other football games like Dini's Kickoff. The original Kickoff games were great, which I played those on the Atari ST, and also played on the Atari ST. Like Nigel Mansell's Formula One Racing. Which was, you had a fantastic choice of one car you could be, and it was.
Here's your car. That's just it.
And it was the one viewpoint of like the interior of the car, but you could become so good at it, you could just drive the entire race flat out. But the thing that always sticks in my memory about that, back in the day, kids, DRM. We didn't have DRM back in the day. Yes, we didn't have DRM back in the day because we had other things, like codes you had to put in.
Oh, God.
It's like, have you got the game manual? I hope so, because please put in the word, which is the fourth word in on page 5.
I remember that, because you had to do that for... I've had that for a couple of DOS games, like Aladdin and Indiana Jones.
Absolutely. You need things like that. Nigel Mansell sticks in my memory because it had this like pinwheel thing, where it had a number of like cut out holes in it, and you sort of move the wheel around, and you had like there was a racing driver's helmet which came up on the screen, and you had to match up the various parts of the racing helmet that gave you the code in various places.
Oh my gosh!
It was both ridiculous and wonderful at the same time. That somebody I can't remember who it was, Bullfrog or somebody crafted this wheel that you literally physically move around. It's probably here actually. I wish I could.
Yes, the glory days.
So I can take a photo of it and you can show it on the screen.
Oh my god! Please do.
That was one that always sticks to the memory, and any of the various ones of that. I mean, technically, any sort of racing game like that. Need for Speed Underground, and Underground 2, the original Underground.
I remember playing Need for Speed
in
Underground.
the storm.
Yeah.
I never played Underground 2. I played Underground and
Smashing
completed
the
it.
gas.
There was what was the name of the band? I forget that had. Because there was one band on there that I followed as soon as I heard their song. What it was called X or something? The name of the song? Heaven to Hell. I forget the name of the band. Crud.
Losing fantasy.
Yeah, that's the one. That's the one.
Your deepest reality. Try not to be. Anyway, I can't remember the name of them.
That was that. When I heard that song, I'm like, I love it. I love it. So good. It's such a good soundtrack.
Yeah, those two, none of the Need for Speeds have got anywhere near them since. I don't quite understand why. Also, you can't get hold of them either, which is like really sucks. I'm now going to check up on this one because it's annoying me as well. Original Need for
I've looked at. I've got the things up here right now. Need for Speed Underground 2. Right now. Trying to figure out which one it was.
Executioners.
Static X. That was it. Electric Boogaloo.
Static X.
Static X. That was it. I had X in it. I forgot the name of the band because they also did a collaboration with Linkin Park at one point. And that was like with one song, and that was amazing.
Static X are pretty big.
Oh
so,
yeah, I love them.
Any other sports game? I mean, there's been loads down the years, but probably those.
Rip Wayne Static. Yeah, I know. Of course, that's what Electric Boogaloo says. Rip Wayne Static. And Electric also says Need for Speed Underground 2 is great. I mean, I think that's like open world, isn't it? It's an open world game, if I recall. I remember seeing it.
I think it was the first open world game that they used.
Underground 2 was that you're talking
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was decidedly more. I like the fact that it did follow the actual storyline and reset you in a decent way, gave you a good cause. But yeah, that was more driving around to get from place to place. Yeah.
And Random Genius is going back to Lion King. Flashback to the Lion King DOS game there. It's like, oh god.
Oh, I love that game so much.
Goodness gracious me. Just looking at the rest of the chat. Electric says I should make Sega Sports Tennis 2K2 my next Dreamcast purchase. Maybe. And then some people have been... Electric said Virtual Reality Finance Club. For FC. That'd be great. That'd be a great game.
Get Virtual Tennis free if you've got a 360 or PS3.
I do.
It is by far the best. What they did after that kind of it's killed the brand. So they made a game after that and they killed it stone dead. So that's worked out quite well.
And then didn't they make another game or something after that? They tried to.
They tried.
And it's pretty much a case of like when they did it was like, stop, it's already dead.
Yeah, pretty much. EA launched one as well. EA decided to we're going to try and muscle in on the licenses and stuff because EA. And they basically, it also killed itself. It was like, we're going to take you down and bring you with.
Yeah.
So yeah, tennis games are pretty much killed with that. So
yeah.
That's worked out wonderfully for everybody.
I think the only major sports games that are available now is FIFA, NHL, and NFL.
Yeah, Madden.
And they're all EA. I mean, you've got Pro Evolution Soccer, which I believe is still going strong. But I wasn't really a fan of PES. I wasn't really a fan of PES.
Yeah, it lost. By their own admission, it lost its way.
Yeah.
And they've been doing their best to get things back. It's a slow process, and they keep sort of fixing one thing per thing. And yes, indeed, WWE games as well.
Yes. WWE.
Well, it was also... Well, as far as well as PES sort of had the opportunity to have the for the unlike FIFA, who had to call it like a European Cup sort of thing. But from what I've heard, PES is now losing that, and FIFA EA are trying to jump on the bandwagon to try and get this, so they can have all of it.
Yeah, FIFA pretty. It was a case where this also affected management, because Badger have always had the thing of we want the license, but we don't want it to be exclusive because everyone should kind of have the ability to have it.
Yeah.
And then there was, because there's a difference between a management game and a simulation game in terms of a license. And then FIFA, on a couple of the clubs, tried to sort of sew it up that it would be the management game as well. And I think this affected one of the foot managers down the years. But I think they've kind of given up because everyone got cross with them. But the big thing in terms of license was when Borussia Dortmund won the Champions League. And I know this happened because when I was working on the game, and FIFA had exclusive rights to the Borussia Dortmund team.
Oh.
So everyone was going to Konami. Where's Borussia Dortmund? Like, well, we can't have Borussia Dortmund. You can have this team which is obviously Borussia Dortmund, but without the names. But there's nothing that could be done.
Could be done because EA had it.
There was nothing that could be done about. That was it. There was nothing that could be done about the game I worked on, which was a management game, because FIFA had also sort of blocked off the licensing for that.
So even if Konami went to EA and be like, can we please, like, if we give you some money, can we please, like, use it? They would just be like, no.
Yeah, they're pretty much a case of no one but us. But WWE games, not so much the WWE line of games, the annual games. I always liked, what was the one on the GameCube?
Oh, Day of Reckoning?
Day of Reckoning and Day of Reckoning 2.
Yes,
which were great. Again, storyline games that actually followed each other.
Yes.
Properly. Those are really good. I need to stream those one day.
They're really good. I do love Day of Reckoning, and I love the fact that you can pick between Raw. I went to Raw, and it was like where you find out. Spoiler alert! If no one's played the game, pause the
spoiler alert from 2002.
Spoiler!
Mute the stream or skip it to 30 seconds because we're going to talk a little bit about the story.
Spoiler alert for the duration of your firstborn's life.
Yes. I picked Raw, and it was a case of like you jump into Raw, and then all of a sudden the GM comes in and goes, Triple H, you're gonna have to bring him and like get him into the big leagues, and then you're just part of Evolution. And what I did was I actually made it like, okay, I'm gonna be a part of Evolution. I had my theme song and everything. I changed it to the Evolution theme and video because it was like, well, we're gonna be part of Evolution. And then like when you then attack, like they backstab you and stuff, I'm like, okay, put it back to. So I actually made it like I made it actually like, okay, I'm gonna be part of like the story. So I did like tweaks when I was part of the team, and then tweaks again when I didn't. So that was like it worked really well. I never played Day of Reckoning 2 though. That's one game I really want to get, but I never got the chance to play.
Oh yeah, definitely get the chance. A game you shouldn't get though, on that series. Well, not in that series, but WrestleMania 19.
Now I played WrestleMania 18. And that was okay.
X8, yeah.
Yeah.
X8's good. WrestleMania 19, it would be impolite to describe it accurately. Is what I'm gonna say. It was terrible, and it was like it was written by somebody who's currently writing the WWE product. It really made no sense.
Oh god.
It was like, would you like to fight Vince McMahon on using the Undertaker in the middle of a building site because he's screwed you over? And this makes no sense whatsoever. What the heck am I doing here? Like, throw the cement mixer. I wanted to play wrestling. What's this?
It's like,
It's got to do anything.
it's like, what the hell is this? Just get me in the goddamn match.
Something other than wrestling. That was a part of the deal.
Exactly.
That wasn't part of the deal, McMahon. That wasn't part.
And then McMahon's just laughing in the background. Do what I want because I'm Vince McMahon.
Anyone else got any idea regarding like sports games?
I'm just like looking at the chat right now quickly, because I've got a few games that I really want to talk about, especially one football game. As say, people talk about WWE Evil Hill Gaming going, Triple H isn't exactly one to be trusted when it comes to factions with the click. Yeah, pretty much. Triple H is in a faction, then you're pretty much screwed. And Strata is chatting right now and sent me just some messages. He's like, you know me, love me some FIFA. Playing World Cup 2010 was fun. Did a World Cup with England, got to the final, and due to injuries had a weird midfield. Free of Beckham, Ferdinand, and I believe Hargreaves. Did you win though? That's the question. Did you get England to win the World Cup, or was it just like true England fashion? We just flunk and fail. He also says no,
that's not. That can't be it. True flunk and fail. We would have gone out.
Well, we would have been out the first, like, in the table stages. That's true fashion. He also says, FIFA Street 2012 was pretty fun. Also, WWE SmackDown vs. Raw series was a blast, especially when playing online matches against friends. And he also says, I think Dortmund haven't won a Champions League final. They did get to the final in the last 10 years. Okay.
Was it Champions League, or was it the UEFA then? They had a big win. It was definitely Dortmund.
They won the Champions League. Brussels Dortmund won the Champions League in 1997.
There you go. So I think that
But it wasn't that. But it was definitely Dortmund anyway.
Okay. That's fair.
WrestleMania 2000 on N64.
God.
One game was NBA Jam.
Yes. Electric did say that at the earlier on. What did he say? Let me just scroll up a little bit. NBA Live 98, with one of the best sports soundtracks of all time. NBA Jam, NBA Showtime, NFL Blitz, and tons of Madden. On 2K sports games, of course. Yes, of course. And WrestleMania 2000, WCW versus the World. You got WCW versus NWO on the N64 as well. I was a big fan of WWF No Mercy on the N64, and also SmackDown. I knew somebody would bring up No Mercy. No Mercy was... I actually enjoyed it. It was really good. I like the story plan to it. Also, but my favourite wrestling games is the SmackDown series on PlayStation, especially SmackDown 2.
Here comes the pain.
Here comes the pain. And was it SmackDown 2 Know Your Role?
I thought was there a SmackDown Just Bring It as well?
That was on PS2 2001. I believe Just Bring It was when they added... Was that... Because I think they added stories with the Invasion era. I never played it, but I vaguely remember it adding, if you do the story mode, they did something with the Invasion. I'm not too sure. Might have to look into that.
Yeah, I can't remember that at all.
Victro says, load that game. I think that was the very first 3D wrestling game released in the West. It was terrible. WCW versus NWO Revenge on the N64. That was it. Was my favourite. Although WrestleMania 2000 and No Mercy were technically better. Yes. Like WCW games, they were good, but WWE was so much better, I have to admit. And the one game I want to talk, because I've played a lot like Football Manager. I do love sports simulating games. Football Manager. I remember quickly just saying before, and then we'll go on a music break. When I started, was it 2012? I played 2012, and I was unemployed, and I was waiting for a team to pick me. I was thinking, I'm going to get a non-league team. All of a sudden, South Korea national team wants me. I'm like, okay. I've just started. You want me as an international manager? Like, yeah, we'll have you. Like, okay, fine. And who was it I played? Was it, I forget which European team, but we thrashed them 8-0, which was shockingly enough. The first game we lost very badly, and the second game we won, and it was against a pretty decent European side, and I'm like, wow, that's shocking. So it's
The hell?
I know. But the one game I actually enjoyed the most was Red Card. I don't know if you've heard of that game at all. It was on GameCube and PS2, I believe Xbox, and it was like an international. It's like the World Cup, so to say, but it was the football players had powers. So it's like if you increase the energy bar enough, if you press some buttons, you get to do like a big dash. And when you're running, if a player tries to attack you and you on that dash, they just like fly to the other side of the stadium because it's like so powerful. And you can tackle like the referee, you can tackle other players, and you can do like a powerful shot and stuff. It's like crazy game, and you can change like the referee's sight, so you can make him like he's absolutely crap, so anything that goes, and he won't blow the whistle, or you can make him like, you know, very precise. So if you do like if you just nudge a player, he'll stop you and red card you. It's like, what the hell? And you get to create your own team. That was the other thing as well with FIFA games. Before it went next gen, with FIFA 07, you can make your own football team, which I really, really liked. And I know that there was I think, what was it? Which simulating game was it? I forget, it was on the PS2, but you could do that as well. But it was really fun to do it on FIFA. And then as soon as it went, because on like PS2, when all the other FIFA games was still on like normal generation, like PS2 era, you could still create your team, but if you went to next gen, they got rid of it for good. And I was like, why did you get rid of that? That was so great. You get to create your own players, your own team. But I think now they do that with Ultimate Team, so it's like, it's kind of the same, but I just prefer it when you can like start off in like League 2 and then work your way to the top to be in like, you know, go to the Premier League. So that was some fun memories, playing the old FIFA. Which is very, very good. Okay, yeah, so I think we've... and Strada says, yes, I did, and against Germany too. Oh, you beat the Germans. Okay, that's good. So that's always the main thing. If England beats Germany, then happy as a clam. And just quickly, Victor says, oh no, Here Comes the Pain was better overall. I still remember that the hardcore matches were limited to 15 minutes. Shut Your Mouth had up to 30-minute matches. The one thing it held over the sequel. Oh, okay. Interesting. And then here's something Electra says nobody has heard of. Power Play Sports Trivia on PS1. Nope, never heard of that. Never heard of that game.
Nope, never heard of it.
You know, well, one of the games is the granddaddies we've not mentioned is, of course, Track and Field.
Yes, that is true. Like Track and Field, and also the Olympic Games as well.
Oh, I worked on those.
I remember Beijing 2008, where you had to freaking like use the stick in order to run, and you burn your palm. Those are some great
I remember that. Yeah.
Yeah, that's I worked on that game.
I love how you're just like, yeah, I did.
Yeah, sorry.
Yeah, my bad. Sorry about that.
I have the scars to prove it, but they're fond scars. They're like, you know, it was painful, but it was worth it to get that gold medal.
Did I ever tell you how I got the scars?
Want to know how I got these
playing Beijing 2008.
God damn. Oh, jeez. Anyway, I think now it's time. I think we should go straight on and play some music. So we'll get that on. And yeah, guys, I hope you enjoyed that little talk about the sports games. We're going to go do the throne of games in just a little bit, and then we'll play more music, and then we'll do our second topic. So we have our first song up and ready to go. So we're going to have songs from me, then after songs from James, and then songs from Kev. So to kick things off right now, and as I say, you're listening to the Tally Ho Show with me, Andy.
And me, James.
And we have Mr. Kevin Eva from Last Minute to Continue. And to kick things off right now, it's going to be from Persona 4. Just get that ready. Yep. From Persona 4, this is Your Affection.
Without fire was frozen in the stream of tears. I am thou. Thou art I. Thou hast established a new bond, and hast been blessed with the birth of the T Arcana. It shall lead you to new powers. Or the latest tally-ho show with Andy and James. Whichever one's most relevant at that moment in time.
And so, the journey continues. Step forth, brave warrior, for you must fight to take the ultimate title this universe has ever known. King or Queen of the Throne of Games.
Hello and welcome back to the Tally Ho Show. So, what Disco, Darkmoon Caverns, we had Benjamin Briggs' Diddy Kong Racing, Bootleg Circuit, 05 Interstellar, and finally Persona for Your Affection. So, ladies and gentlemen, this is the part of the show where you now get involved with the show. We are talking about the most awesome part of the show, apart from topics and everything else. It is, of course, the Throne of Games. Now, for those of you who have never heard of it before, what basically happens is that every week myself or Andy would release a character to take on our current king or queen of the Throne of Games. And after that, it'll be up to you guys to decide who gets to sit on that fantastic throne. However, because we have a new person today, Kev is actually going to be giving us the character for today. So, Mr. Kevin, the floor is now yours. How about you tell us who is now the new challenger? Throne of Games.
The hedgehog's been sitting on the throne for far too long. So, if you can't take the hedgehog down, let's send a Sonic Team character to take down the other Sonic Team character. The character choice for this week on the Throne of Games is Knight.
Knights. Oh, okay. So, Kev, tell us a little bit about Knights and also like its pros and cons about the character as well.
Okay. So, strangely, Knights is like the opposite side of the coin when it comes. Opposite side of the same coin when it comes to Sonic Team. In that both Sonic and Knights are characters and series that are about the feeling of freedom and expressing that freedom and living life as you want it to be and believing in yourself. Lovely things. Sonic, though, is not really whereas Sonic thinks it's all a game. With Knights, it's somewhat more serious. Knights is kind of about life and death itself. Knight's a character, obviously, if you're not familiar with the character, was a Sonic Team created mascot for the Sega Saturn, and the original Knights into Dreams, which came out in 1997, I believe, with its own specific controller for the Saturn, etc. It's kind of gone down in video game legend thanks to everything that's gone on. Then you had this jester character who resides in the world of dreams, and he helps young children, known as visitors, and to find their way, because young kids have got a lot of fears about what's going on in their life. You know, the demands about growing up, what's going on with the family, and all these things. And Knights is kind of the bridge between they do a thing called dualizing, where they sort of become one and express, and they travel through lands which are expressions of the subconscious of the child character. Knights was well ahead of its time in terms of commentary on things. Knights was progressive before progressive was a thing. In terms of everything that's going on, there's lots of things going on in the background. Everything in the original Knights, in terms of everything that has a name. There's no dialogue in the original, and Knights doesn't speak as such until the second game, Journey of Dreams, which I again happen to have the privilege of working on. And one of the things that is correct, because the creators are the creators of Sonic. Frankly, it's Yuji Naka, who obviously the father of Sonic, father of Knights. Takashi Iizuka works on Sonic, works on Knights, and it's so much came out of Knights and went into other things as well. But so going back to say the character is an incredibly interesting one from a point of view of what it is, because Knights is this jester character who's kind of a smart mouth and a bit sassy.
Yeah.
But that's because Knights isn't a good guy. In fact, Knights isn't. In fact, Knights is born out of. Knights is a creation of the bad guys, and Knights' role kind of just happens to align with the. Knights isn't particularly on the side of good necessarily, but the whole point of the game is trying to, from Knights' point of view, is the Nightmare trying to reclaim. Nightmare trying to reclaim Knights as one of its denizens. And Knight's going, no thanks, that's not what I actually want to do with my life. So from that side, it's like I say, it's quite impressive. Everything about the game is influenced on all sorts of psychological stuff. Like I say, the levels are related to the actual thought processes of the children. That is why they've got various like subtitles. So Spring Valley in the original Knights is called The Ideal. And that's because it's based on the ideal representation of parenthood that the child thinks should be. And that's what all the land and going around is about. Knights is can change. Like wonderful, can change into multiple things thanks to Persona Mask, an idea that was expanded upon very greatly in the second game. Knights has only had 2.5 games technically. So yes, that is a bit of an issue going into what you got against Sonic, with 8 million games across 2,500 platforms. But despite that, Knights is still one of, if not the most, in terms of characters, in terms of mascot characters that it has, probably the second most loved, I would say. Easily one of the most recognizable. Certainly one of the most, like I say, loved from a historical sense. And it's not been very successful in terms of the series, that is true. But that is true for any other franchise. Any character franchise that isn't. It also, the second game wasn't as good as the first either. But that is because it suffered exactly the same crap thrown at it that the Sonic 06 one had. And I submit to you that Knight's Journey of Dreams is a far, far better game than Sonic 06.
I can 100% agree with that.
Kev, I think anything at the moment is probably considered better than Sonic 06.
In terms of development, because it was messed around in the Sonic 06. But Knight's Journey of Dreams started on the Xbox, for goodness sake, the Xbox 360, for goodness sake, and ended up on the Wii.
Yeah, I heard that.
Exclusive.
I was wondering, I think it would have been better on the 360, but I don't know. I'm guessing Nintendo got rights or something like that for the game.
The motion controller and was one of the reasons why, and that goes back to Sega's own experimentation with motion controllers and things with a demo called Air Knights. Which was created, which used that sort of technology. We'll see about it. Although not much is known about that. You've got. I'm trying to think. The entire atmosphere about Knights as a franchise is the complete opposite of that of Sonic. Sonic is sort of like there's big clouds hanging over it in terms of general perception about it. And there's old Sonic, and there's Sonic Butt. Whereas Knights, everyone remembers Knights very fondly. Still, all the problems with Sonic not having a game for a year, and all the fuss with the fan base. Hello, the other Knights fan base, which is one of the nicest fan bases you'd ever want to meet. Honest to goodness, they had to wait over a decade for their sequel, and did so patiently and with love. There's all sorts going on with that. There's some very heavy topics, Knights as a character and as franchise. All the works. It's actually. Oh, what's their names? Oh yes, it was in the Knights series. It was influenced by like sleeping and dreams, but also the theories of Carl Jung and Sigmund Freud. It's so pretty heavy stuff. So Clarice and Elliot, who are the characters in the boy and the girl in the main one, they're actually the representation of the animus and the anima.
Oh, okay.
Which is a Jung thing, which is the unconscious gender. So if you identify yourself as male, it's sort of the unconscious, more feminine side of your brain. So your worries are the things that you are not associated with as a man or as a woman.
Yeah.
That is your worries, and that's the antithesis of the character. You've got Knights, like I say, Knights is progressive before Knights' progression was a thing, in that Knights is androgynous and doesn't have gender. Knights is whatever gender the visitor that Knights dualizes with is. So Knights is both male and female, depending on the situation.
Yeah.
And at the end of the game, is both male and female.
Yeah. Because it's like, I've seen a lot of discussions in the past, people are like, no, Knights is male, no, Knights is female. It's like, well, technically not. It's like, gender
Technically not, and technically both.
Yeah.
Because it's dependent upon the situation, and it does induce a lot of things. But it's all whilst Knights is in that situation, whereas those are the children. Knights is the literal embodiment of all the positive traits of the protagonist that they've denied and they've suppressed. Sonic is a hedgehog that runs.
Yes.
Wow, so that's your argument right there.
That's your argument right there, guys. So there we go.
The music is, I will end my thing with the best part of Sonic Adventure was the pinball table in Casinopolis, and what was the pinball table about?
It was about, well, you had the one about Sonic, but you also had the one about Knights as well.
Knights!
Yes.
What was the best part of Pinball Party? Sonic Pinball Party?
Because Knights was in it. It was cameoing everywhere.
Yeah. The only way Sonic could get on the Saturn was in the Knights Christmas game. Okay?
Yeah.
Okay, what's the thing that people want most back in the Sonic game?
Knights back, obviously.
No, not Knights back. Knights has been in, though.
Well, I like the cameo of him.
Knights has been in more Sonic games than most of the main cast.
That is true.
As a playable character. Which is bonkers when you think about it. Just cameos everywhere. But the thing that people want most back from the Sonic games is the Chow Garden system.
Yes, that's true.
And that comes from the Nightopians in Nights and Dreams and the A-Life system, which then begat the Chow Garden. Okay, so like I say, I'm going to lead up with two things. Number one is this quote from Yuji Naka, which is when they're talking about the game, the original Knights, the part I feel most proud of is that we succeeded in affecting people, and it really did affect people, this game, in terms of hopes and dreams and believing in yourself. We succeeded in affecting people without using words. Sonic doesn't do that so well. It has, traditionally.
Yeah, when you compare that
also,
with Knights and stuff.
You know who would prefer to be doing a Knights game?
Who would that be?
Sonic Team. If you gave them a choice between doing a Sonic game and a Knights game, pick a Knights game every time. You do not hear Sonic Team going and saying, we can't wait to start working on the next Sonic game. They have never said that. Conversely, if you talk to Izuka, or if you find Naka, who's now obviously working for Square, and you ask them about it, they would just do anything to work. They just want to work on a Knights game. They want to work with the Knights character, which is why I try and shoehorn Knights in like anywhere in the Sonic series, because they'd much rather be doing Knights. And if the creators of both of them would much rather be doing Knights, how could you possibly vote for Sonic?
I mean, yeah, I can see a point of that. As I say, like, I've played like Nights into Dreams, and I have some fond memories of that because I never played it on the Saturn. I only played it on 360. But when I found out it came out on 360, I was like, yeah, I'm gonna buy it, and it plays really, really well. And Journey of Dreams, I played a bit of it, and yeah, it's not the greatest, but it was like I felt like it was still kind of enjoyable to play because it was a new Nights game. It's like, oh my gosh. Like, how long did, like you say, it took a decade until, like, the sequel came out. And maybe, I'm hoping in the future, maybe, like, Sega will look into it and be like, we'll have a new Nights game. And
it's up to the money, man.
I know, and I know when if they look at it, they might just go, oh, it might not make a lot of, like, profit on it. But it's like, you see that. It's kind of like, I don't know, for example, like, Project Diva, when that was only, like, Japan only, and there was like a lot of like shout outs from people going like, put it in the West, and people, and Sega was like worried because they might not make a lot of profit on it on the West side of things. But when they did, it's like it worked. It's
it's Knights is one of those characters and there's legs cut out from under it, one reason or another.
Yeah.
But what you were saying, you could actually also put Yakuza in that because Yakuza made nothing.
Yeah.
Absolutely nothing. But they still kept pumping out the games over into the West via... it took a lot of effort to get them to actually brought over. But that's... look at where Yakuza is now as a franchise.
Oh, I know.
People are falling over themselves to get the new Yakuza games when they're coming out. Zero was an absolute smash hit, as far as I'm aware.
Yeah.
And 6 as well.
And it's
so...
After you, sir.
No, that's so, yeah.
No, I was just going to say, like, because as you say, yeah, Yakuza came out, like, on the PlayStation 2 and then going out, and they say it didn't go very well when they were making the games, and then I think Japan was thinking, like, we're not going to put it out in the West because we're not making a lot of money on it, and then people were, like, in uproar about it, like, no, we want it, and then they're like, okay, we'll try, and then, yeah, look what happens. So it's like, you could probably do that with Knights. I mean, it's like, again, it's a risk, but... sometimes in life you got to take those, chances.
It's a game. It's much like Sonic is a game with a competitive nature. You can perfect Knights. You can be perfect at Knights. You can get there is a maximum score you can get if you get all the orbs and do it in all A ranks or whatever it is. It is physically possible to do. I know about 4 or 5 people who've been able to do it worldwide, and one of them's Trippy, incidentally.
Yes.
But is something. But it's one of those characters that has had such an influence on a lot of people in terms of directing their life, and it's a character that also promotes creativity, to being yourself, believing in yourself, and. Like I say, all literally, despite the sassiness, and that one time in Journey of Dreams where Knight seemed quite amused that Owl was drowning.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
Yes, my friend is in this bubble of water, slowly drowning. I will stand here and watch. But there's also some. Again, Knights is going to get some really creepy stuff with Riala and Wise Man the Wicked.
Wise Man, or as what Diddy
Sounds
says,
like
Wise Man the Wicked.
Wise Man the Wicked. Oh, Wise Man the Wicked. Yeah, you're right.
Wicked Man. Yeah.
But everything that's praised as creative in Sonic games has been done in the Knights games, and yet Knights has had, let's say, 2.5 games dedicated to it, and yet has a better reputation.
Yeah. Well, so that's Knights, and now we got to go on to Sonic.
So
Sonic, yeah.
Kev,
you can really move.
Kev, this one is all yours. I have tried. Please deliver the final blow.
To Sonic.
Sonic's been on, like, this is going to probably be like the 4th time he'll be on the throne if he gets voted for, and maybe another week. Who knows? He's a blue hedgehog. He runs fast. He's cool. He saves the world. He's chill about it. He likes to eat a chili dog, as what Electric says. The chili dogs are amazing. And, you know, it's like say, he's one of the great, back in the day, one of the greatest video game mascots of all time. And, you know, as I say, he hasn't been like too big nowadays, but, you know, back in the day, he was like huge and always bringing.
Well, so was polio. I mean, back in the day, he was huge. Yes, well, the T-Rex was doing good once upon a time.
Whoa, where did that come from?
I'm gonna get destroyed. I'm gonna get destroyed. It's happening.
Absolutely.
Yay, fantastic. Ginjos just came in. I'm getting sick of this dumb hedgehog winning. Hello, Ginjos. Tally ho to you.
Then you know who to vote for. Vote for Knights. Vote for your dreams.
Oh, geez.
Andy?
Yes?
I'm feeling very good about my chances tonight.
Goodness gracious. I'm choking
So
now.
anyway, you were saying about this failed mascot character whose biggest selling game, whose biggest hit since 2004 with Sonic Heroes. And the only reason that Sonic Heroes was a big hit was because it was multi-platform. The only way that Sonic could get near those levels again was by teaming up with Mario and doing the Olympics game.
Yeah, I mean, like, the Olympic Games were actually pretty decent. I enjoyed them. I thought they were good.
They were.
I thought they were good. I mean, it's like, it's a fun game to play with friends and stuff. And
It's a great game to play with friends, and it played off the console wars thing very well. But yeah, your character's biggest success came by pairing it with its biggest rival on a console that was owned by the makers of the biggest rival.
Yes.
And eventually Nintendo politicked Sega out of a lot of its credit on the game, including distribution in various other countries, because people would rather take the game from Nintendo than Sega. Yeah, it didn't go that well. They made lots of money
there was
from that game.
Yeah, I mean, there's some enjoyment. I mean, I don't know if they're going to be bringing out like another, like Japan 2020 Mario and Sonic. I'd be surprised if they don't, like, because it's in Japan, for goodness sake. So, you know, who knows?
Well, you say that, but who was front and center for a lot of their promotional work in the run up to the bidding, etc.? It was Mario. Didn't see a Sonic there.
Yeah, that's true.
Didn't see a Sonic
for the
there.
Olympics, yeah, it was only Mario. So maybe it'll just be like Mario and friends at Japan 2020. Who knows?
Mario and Mario.
Mario and Mario.
Mario and Mario at the Mario.
At the Summer Mario Games, 20 Mario.
Sponsored by Mario.
Exactly. Hein
Incidentally,
says,
if anyone wonders why they were always called that, in terms of the really long name, it was because it simply had to, because that's the way the licensing was. So the official name is pronounced at the so and so and so and so Winter or Summer Olympic Games. That's specific licensing of the IOC. The IOC are very funny about things. The IOC did not like the fact that the first Mario Sonic game was really successful.
oh really?
They were really upset.
Wow.
It's like, we've made all this money, and we've made you money. How dare you! It was really they were really upset. Even the other Olympic games that Sega made, like the quote unquote proper ones.
And they still
Those are
were
more
mad. I
successful.
thought they would be
And
happy
they were
because it's
really
like you've got
angry.
two big video game mascots teaming up with like the IOC, making these Olympic games. I mean, enjoyment for family and stuff to get hype for the Olympics. But that's weird. Didn't know that they were not happy about it. I think they want to make money off their own as opposed to like other people, other companies. We want all the hard work, damn it, or something like that. Ein says, and if they're good, I'm a saint. Well, I mean, I'd say they're decent, you know. Okay, they're not the best, but you know, they're fun to some extent. I was gonna go for cons, but I think Kev already like described the cons.
How long do you have?
We'll just get straight on to the 1 minute sweeten the deal part now, I think. So, this is the part now. Oh God, I'm coughing now, it's bad. This is the part of the show where...
See, Sonic damages your health. This is what happened.
Goodness gracious me. Yes, I'm trying my best to keep him on the throne, damn it. I'm trying my best, but this, I don't know, hopefully, we have to wait and see. This is the part now where we try and sweeten the deal to try and get you guys to vote for our characters. Kev, you have 1 minute to talk about Knights once again. Your 1 minute starts now.
Knight is a character that, quite simply, is the embodiment of everything you want about battling. The series is about battling your fears and understanding who you are as a person. It is about the freedom of flight. It is about the belief that you can do anything, absolutely anything, and that nobody has the right to tell you what it is. That any obstacle you come across, you can overcome if you just believe in yourself and in the family and friends around you. Conversely, Sonic is about how Sonic likes to be Sonic. That's it. Knights has a far more complicated story and a far more interest. Sega don't even know what Sonic's origin is properly. There's about 3 different versions, none of which are properly authenticated by Sonic Team. Nobody knows. Sonic Team themselves would rather do Knights. If you're going to go with anything,
that is time.
Go on that.
Go on that.
The creators want to use. The creators would rather have Knights on the throne.
Okay.
I love the fact. I just love the fact that whole Kev stuff with, yes, this is why Knights are the best. And then straight on to Sonic, however, that little bit.
Hey, I gave a good 30 seconds each way.
That's true. He did. It's a good point.
He's quite welcome to do the same.
I can't say anything bad about Knights. I like Knights.
Well, there you go then. Well, I'm bothering.
Well, no, but Sonic.
He's saying anything about Knights? Bad Knights? No. Then why are we having this discussion? Just wasting everyone's time. Put him on the throne already.
James, can you do the countdown for the 1 minute, please? I need to try and do this.
Yeah, that's fine. Your 1 minute, Addy, starts now.
So Sonic, yeah? Sonic's been like a part of people's lives for so many years back in the day, and also still like now. I mean, like, you know, with the likes of Sonic Mania, yeah, and it's made by fans as well, and it's good to see, you know, like Sega actually like conversing with fans to try and make, you know, being one with the community, so to say. Sonic has been with us like for so many years. He is a true cool blue like video game character, always there with his friends, and always like, you know, trying to help people and help the world, so to say, when, you know, dangers are coming. And I honestly think that, you know, should he have another week on the throne? I think so. Should be actually good. But yeah, no, I think honestly he's still a cool character. He still holds a place in my heart nonetheless, even if he has like some bad games or bad things happening. And I think honestly he should be staying on the throne once again for the front of games. God damn it.
I love that the crux of your argument was, well, yeah, he's been around for a while.
Literally, I don't know what else to say.
I think Andy at this point wants him off.
Well,
He's
no.
just sick and tired of talking about him all the time.
Well, no, I don't mind talking about it. It's just like I can't say the same thing over and over and over again. It gets repetitive and boring.
You've run out of things to say about the character.
There's so much you can say.
And yet none of which you can, apparently.
Does Sonic have any actual new appeal that was manufactured by its fan base? Actual effing question. Andy, pay attention. I'm sorry, Cat. I did say Sonic Mania. I mean, come on. But
Hashtag down with Sonic.
Sonic, yes, I see that.
Sonic does what Knights doesn't, and that's have a game Sonic Team regrets.
Jesus God, I think Sonic's gonna be dethroned before we even get to the end.
You know what? I'm putting in the poll now. Let's just get it over with, and then we'll be finding out at the end of the show, like who's gonna win. I think we know who's gonna win. There you go, guys. There's the poll. Vote away right away. I'm gonna get a drink of water because I'm now dying because apparently Sonic's bad for your health. And
Vote nights, everybody.
Oh, straight away. I've only just
okay.
straight away.
So
Well.
that's the front of games, everyone. Oh goodness. And Double Cross says Sonic the Hedgehog is an abuser. Kick him the F away. There you go. I think we're going to get straight on with our next songs now. So, James, it's your music batch. So, why don't you tell us what we have today?
Okay, so just to reiterate, the poll is now up to see who you king/queen of the throne of games. Will it be our returning king Sonic the Hedgehog, or will we finally have Knights as our new king/queen of the throne of games? Personally, I'm going for Knights, but of course, it's all up to you. So, let's move on to the next music batch, and we're going to start off with a fantastic game for the PlayStation 1 from Spyro, Year of the Dragon. This is the Sorceress' Lair, and you're listening into the Tally Ho Show with me, James.
And me, Andy.
And with our special guest, Kevin from Last Minute Continue. We hope you enjoy, and we will be back in just a second. So from Crash Team Racing, that was Hot Air Skyway, and from Spyro Year of the Dragon, that was The Sorceress's Lair. Some pretty good songs, and to be honest, brings back a lot of memories from childhood. So now we're going on to our second topic of the for the stream, which is actually my topic this time round. We were going to do one topic in regards to the Olympics. However, we've decided we're going to save that for next time. So, but this new topic is with regards to the fact that it's just been confirmed that Super Mario and Super Mario Bros. Have actually got a new film now on coming out very soon, drawn from Illumination. And we've also got told as well that there's a Sonic the Hedgehog film coming out as well. Could there potentially be, and would you like to see, a sort of Mario Sonic Civil War film? Or if not, then what film would you like to see the characters merge together?
Are we talking about esports?
What's that?
I thought we were talking about another topic.
You told me not to do that.
No. I thought I said that for a next show. That's what I said.
Yeah, No, we said I thought you said we use this one for next show.
No. The one that you just said we'll just talk about the next show.
Right, I got confused. Oh well.
Well, that'll be for episode 4.
There you go. You've got your ideas for episode 4. So
Indeed.
let's start that one again. Let's start that one again, shall we? Take 2 and action. So we're back, and we just heard a crash from Hot Air Skyway from Crash Basic, The Sorceress left from Spyro Year of the Dragon. Now we're going on to our second topic for the stream, and this one comes from myself, and it is basically because of the event being held at the Olympics in Japan, Tokyo 2020. Esports is going to apparently become an Olympic event. So my question for all of our fellow chatters is, should esports actually become an Olympic event?
So I think we will pass the floor over to Mr. Kev. What do you think about? Should esports be an Olympic event, or should we just leave it to keeping it as Evo and all that stuff?
Excuse me. It should have its own thing. It should have its own thing and be treated as its own thing. The problem with, how do you determine what? How would you determine esports as an Olympic event when there's a billion games out there on different platforms? How would you determine that? It would need to have there is so many games and so many different variations in terms of how games are played at a competitive level that you would need a ridiculous amount of coverage. You would need a ridiculous amount of people beyond anything that you would do. It would need its own infrastructure. I could see there being an Olympics. And having that in the 2 years gap between the summer and the Winter Olympics.
That would work, I would say.
And have it have the Olympics 2 years, have it in the 1 year gap, then do it that way. I can see that happening, but it's big enough to be its own thing. And you couldn't possibly categorize it in the way that many other sports are, just because of the variety. If squash can't get into the Olympics to save its life, and it's one of the biggest racket sports in the world, and no one votes it in, and the Olympics itself has a maximum amount of sports that it can have. It has a set amount, which is why things like there was all fuss about wrestling, traditional wrestling getting kicked out, or various cycling events getting kicked out and changed around for one reason or another. Same with the swimming as well. How do you fit in all that into a singular slot? You just can't.
Nah, I think you've pretty much hit the nail on the head there, Kev. I don't agree that it should be an Olympic event, because not just for the fact, the whole point of the Olympics was to show the limit of humans of what they could do. Esports doesn't really, I don't think it's that much. As long as you must have like muscles in your thumbs and your 10 fingers and all that, but apart from that, that's really about it. I think that's a good idea though, having the esports sort of like Olympics every year between the winter and the summer ones at all, because especially like the ones coming in for Tokyo, it's just a case of it is literally going to be one game, and if you're fantastic at that one game, that's fair enough, but you could be absolutely rubbish at anything else, but you'll still be classified as an Olympian, which just seems a bit of unfair, really. Although double XX Costa said chess is an Olympic event, and that's baffling me, but okay. I'm not really too sure. What, have they actually still got chess? I did not know they had chess in there.
No, I think they.
No,
did,
it's not.
But it's
not right
anymore now. No.
I think it was one of those that at every Olympics there is like almost like a guest sport. The hosts are allowed to like choose X sports, and then those are brought in as like Olympic sports as to sort of explain. I mean, tug of war was once an Olympic sport, for example. But no, I think chess did guest once, maybe. Like, I mean, this is very, very long time ago.
Yeah.
And things like that, and there's so many sports that don't get into the Olympics. I mean, like I say, there's been discussions about snooker getting into the Olympics for goodness knows how long. Darts has been pushing for that for a very long time, and squash, like I mentioned. In an ideal world, the Olympics, let's expand the numbers a bit, because funny enough, there's a lot of stuff happening. Yeah. But in much the same way as there are kind of limits on the X Games stuff, in terms of how they're represented, it would end up the same sort of limits on esports.
Yeah, because they were thinking about maybe bringing in like skateboarding as an Olympic sport at some point. Which I thought to myself, thinking like, yeah, you do it for like one Olympic, like X Games, like bring it in for one Olympics, and I'd watch that. That would be something I would definitely check out. As you say as well, like you got darts, you got snooker. I mean, it'll be interesting to see how that would be played. I mean, again, like as a guest sport, that will be great to see. Esports, I mean, because it's going to be in Japan, and if what you say, they're allowed to bring in like a guest sport for that year. I mean, we may actually see it happen. I mean, I'm the same as well. I mean, it's very strange to hear that news where someone said like esports to be part of the Olympics, and it's like, no, that doesn't compute in my head, to be honest. I like, again, the idea of like an Olympic sports, because I could see that as like you have like players coming from all around the world. It's like, oh, tune into this stream in order to watch the Overwatch tournament, or come to the League of Legends, or come to Street Fighter, or blah, that would be interesting to see, and I'm sure it would work out very, very well. But as a Olympic sport, that you're most likely going to see League of Legends. That's the only thing I'm guessing you're probably going to see. League of Legends or Overwatch, just only one game. That's the only thing that's going to be. If it does happen, I mean, it'll be interesting to see how it pans out if it does, and just see how they go about it with the IOC. But I honestly don't think it's going to be a permanent thing. If it does happen, I think it's just going to happen for 2020, and then that's it. If it did happen, if it does go permanently, then that's just I don't think it's going to work out very well. Try it once, and then that's it. Just once in a lifetime. That's why.
Definitely. Although Edgehead's got a good idea though. Tea drinking.
Yes.
Yes, absolutely.
I will get
one event that the British will be winning at.
Yes, I will take part in that. I will get the gold medal. It'll be great. Oh no, probably I'll represent Canada. There you go. Sorry.
Yeah, I have to represent. Yeah, you represent Canada. I'll represent Britain. Let's see how.
There you go. Perfect. You have to do so you're blindfolded and you have 5 sets of tea, but they're all different flavors. You have to guess which tea is which. Or something like that. See, that'll be a great sport.
Kev could be the judge as he doesn't like tea or coffee.
Nope. Yes. What does it taste like? Well, no, it tastes like water, which is very warm. Okay, you win.
Easy, simple, easy goal. And Iron Mr. Bernardo says, yep, he just shouted out VR for Olympics.
Same thing, and there already is the VR-related esports event thanks to Intel and ESL, which is an ongoing developing thing actually, and Intel and ESL actually announced this week that they're going to be holding a specific forum for the actual, more of a sort of like a business representation of, okay, where do we take esports from here? And VR is very much a part of that, how things are going to develop. Plus, you've got Oculus going on with what they're doing, again in partnership with Intel, the VR Challenge League, which has been that was for the Unspoken and Echo Arena, as I recall. So there's stuff going on, not that far away.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see how VR esports goes about, but I think we'll probably see it explode, so to say, in the next maybe 2 to 3 years. I'd say maybe a few years until we see it get very, very popular.
Huh.
Probably less than that, really.
Maybe it just depends really on how things go in the next couple of years. Let me just check. Yep. So yeah, I think people can hear me.
Hello?
I can certainly hear you. Yeah, Edgehead says yes.
There we go. I can hear you again.
Are we all good? Oh, okay. We had some.
Sorry about that. I just
No worries.
found.
Kevin got so infuriated he left the.
Good.
Yeah, we're fine. That's all good.
Curious.
Slight technical issues with Discord, so we'll just #blame Discord for that. But yeah, no, I'd say let's go for a quick conclusion, shall we? So we'll go back to you, Kev. Let's say, should esports become an Olympic event, or should it be permanent? Should it just be just temporary for this next Olympics? What do you think as a conclusion?
Should the esports come to the Olympics? No, the Olympics should come.
The Olympics should come to them. There you go. There you go. James, what about you?
If you build it, they will come.
Exactly.
If you play it, they will watch.
Yes. I mean,
that must be Twitch's logo. Slogans. Sorry, surely.
If you play it, they will watch.
They will watch.
Yeah, there you go. If they don't, then they should. That's a pretty good slogan. I mean, as I say as well, you got esports on TV. I mean, that's slowly getting on TSN and all the other sports shows.
Yeah, because the joyous things is seeing all these quite fuddy-duddy sports people going, watching video games, and then immediately being shot down with twice the number of people, 3 times the number of how many millions of people watched the final of League of Legends opposed to watch the Super Bowl or something like that.
Yeah.
It completely destroys them in one fact. It's what's wrong with these people? Well, they're in the majority. What's wrong with you?
Yeah, exactly. It's just more people watch this, so get used to it. And also, Lecture Boogaloo says 20 November DDR version of the Olympics. Well, DDR for an Olympic sport, as what Double Cross also said as well. Kat, she said DDR for the DDR Olympics. It's goodness, that'll be interesting to see. That'll be physically challenging.
Yeah, do multiple rounds of various things. Oh god.
Yeah, that'll be.
How would you have I mean, for quite a few games, wouldn't be possible to have Olympic records or world records.
I could see, like, oddly enough, like DDR being like a thing for like.
DDR could, anything that's fighter could.
That would, yeah. I would see like that probably working. But yeah, something like, I don't know, League of Legends or something like that. I don't think it would work out very well. So, James, what do you think about your conclusion? Should esports become an Olympic event permanently, temporarily, or just no?
No, it's not good. It's not good. It's not a good idea. Have an event. Have a separate event for them. Organize loads of other different games to go with it. But one game as its own, as an Olympic event, no. I don't see the point of it, if I'm honest. Fair enough.
But I'm the same. I'm the same as well. I mean, it's... Yeah, it shouldn't honestly be an Olympic sport. Why would anyone think to put esports on that? Have it as its own thing. Keep it at, like, EVO. Keep it for, like, you know, all the other, like, fighting tournaments as well. Esports tournaments. And... Again, like, if you want to see esports in an Olympics, they should make their own Olympic like event, so to say, like 2 years before the Summer or Winter Olympics. So that's what Kev says. I mean, that would work amazingly well. And, you know, but just teaming up with the IOC to try and, like, bring it in as a sport, I mean, if it happens, it happens. We'll probably look at it and just see, like, how bad is this going to go, or how, you know, how's it going to go in general. If it's going to happen, do it once and that's it. Just don't do it again, because if you do it again, I'm sure it's going to be a recipe for disaster. So see how it goes and just no. Ein says $10 says the exports for Japan is those hand rhythm games at their arcades. Like the speedy hand games, like, yes, so that's probably like one of the exports. See that for the Olympics. Imagine the skills that people do in order to, like, get, like, high score in that game is crazy. Insane. A Random Genius says Nightmare for 2024 Olympics. I mean, maybe. Who knows? It'll be interesting to see what happens. Like, you know, what Japan's pulled out for the Olympics in 2020. Olympics 2024, I don't know. There might be some new things that might come in. So just have to wait and see. And on that note, I think we're going to go straight on with some more music. And then we are then going to go on to our final topic. And then we're going to find out exactly which character has made it for the Frona Games. By the way, guys, if you are new and you're just tuning into the podcast live, welcome. It's a Tally Ho show, and I will get the poll up quickly. If you haven't voted yet, vote now for the Frona Games. You have a choice between our current king, Sonic the Hedgehog, or our new challenger, Knights. So vote away, and at the end of the show, we will announce the winner. So we can say we're going to have some more music now, and this is a selection from Kevin. So, Kevin, what songs have you picked for today's show?
So, as we've mentioned, I work in virtual reality groups. So we're getting some pretty sweet music from Radial-G, Combat Evolved. But before that, we're having a orchestrated version of a classic, a gaming classic, which is Turrican 2. And so we've got, which is composed by Chris Hulsbeck, and we've got the music Concerto for Lasers and Enemies. Following that, we've got some Radial-G.
Ooh, so got some really good tunes coming up there. So get ready, guys, for some more epic music. As I say, you're listening to the Tally Ho Show with me, Andy.
Me, James.
And with our special guest, Mr. Kevin Even from Last Minute Continue. Enjoy Concerto for Laser and Enemies, the orchestral version. And we will be back in just a little bit. And welcome back, everyone, to the Tally Ho Show. So what we had Kev's choices of songs. Very good choices right there. We just had from Radial-G, it was Release the Kraken, and then from Turrican 2, it's the orchestral version. It was Concerto for Laser and Enemies, and that was very, very good choices of music indeed. Very good. I actually enjoyed the Release the Kraken song. It's very it was bobbing my head a little bit there. It's pretty good.
Check out his it's available to listen on YouTube. But definitely check out the game if you have a VR headset. There's a Radial-G.
It's on PS4, isn't it?
Yeah, but there is a version of most every major VR headset. Be it smartphone or PC or console based.
Sweet.
So yeah, check it out.
I will make sure to do that when I get a VR headset for sure. We had Rimito just was in during the second discussion, so hello to you, sir. We also had Iron Yoshi who came in, but he's left now, but good to see he came in. And we had FD came into the chat as well. Hello to you, sir. Thanks for coming by. Hope you're having a great day. So now we're going to go straight on with our third and final topic. It's not a listener topic though, but if you would like to, anyone that's listening into the show, whether it be live or on the podcast, you can send in a requested topic. In order to do that, if you're in the chat, type in !tallyho, or one word. You'll get given an email address, our show email address, which is thetallyhoshow, all one word, @gmail.com. Send us a gaming-related topic with the subject Tally-Ho topic, and we may discuss it on a future show. But because we have a guest on, we're going to be having Kev's topic for our third and final one. So, Mr. Eva, what is your topic for today?
Since I have to write an article about stuff this coming Tuesday, and I could easily do my own suggestions, but, I wanted to see how people who aren't necessarily as familiar with VR, the ideas that they can come up with. The topic today is people's suggestions for classic video games that could get a VR makeover. So there are some games out there that already had this in certain ways, like Rebellion brought Battlezone, a version of Battlezone, over to VR. And there's games like Payday 2, which have VR compatibility, and Skyrim and Fallout 4, and Doom has had its own version. But I'm interested in what games you think would make an excellent virtual reality experience, get a new lease of life. Could be something very old, it could be something very new. What are your thoughts?
Well, we have Mr. Edge in the chat who just said Pokemon VR, please.
Well, we've got Pokemon AR, kinda, technically, with whatever it's called, Pokemon Go.
That's true.
Yeah.
But proper virtual reality, proper immersive VR would be interesting.
After you.
Now, when you're saying that though, what are you talking about? Like a general Pokemon game, like you would have with Red and Blue, and etc., or something that would be more like the battle games, battle-related games,
like Pokemon Stadium, Battle Revolution, or something like that.
Yeah, exactly. Those ones. The other one whose name I can't remember, but those ones. Is it that one, or is it the general Pokemon game, or is it more the battle game? Just curious.
I mean, I could see like an adventure game, but when you say like the battles types games, that would probably work more, to be honest. Because you had to put in a lot of like work in to make like a big adventure title. So I would say maybe a Pokemon battle style game would work well with VR, and it would be interesting to see when you put the headset on and you're looking around and there's just like you select your Pokemon, and then there's a battle arena and it's like select your Pokemon. You open up like your inventory, like which one you're gonna go, and then you actually throw the ball and then you're just picking the moves and stuff. And then it's like, as opposed to like picking, like touching the pad, like the virtual pad, to see like what move you can do. You just shout out the move, and then your Pokemon does it. That would be exciting.
You could do voice recognition. You could also do gesture recognition with that. So you could like do various signals with like fingers or with arm movements that could signify various moves, and you could do that without. Because there's an aspect there. It could be done online with that as well. It could be live battling.
I would like that. That would be amazing.
Live battling would be pretty decent, though.
Would be.
Mm.
Ed says general games, so general adventure games, you would say.
General adventure games. Mr. Vidal is of a proper full VR experience because there is a sort of VR version of Portal, but it's a level within something else.
Is that?
Really?
It's what was it? I need to look this up. Portal Stories. Portal Stories VR.
Alright.
Wow.
Is like it's got 10 new puzzles. It sort of takes place. It is properly within. But the game is sort of official, unofficial. You know, one of those ones. And there's a lot going on in there, but it's not proper. But yeah, VR Portal would be great. The only problem with that is that with all the being flung around you would need to do, you'd be very liable for motion sickness if it wasn't made properly. Yeah.
I got one though. What about? Do you guys remember playing the old Wolfenstein 3D games?
Which games?
Wolfenstein 3D.
Yeah. Good old Wolfenstein.
Yeah. What about that as a VR game? Because you shouldn't really. It'd be nice to sort of, because I know you get like the little you get the mini games as a mini game. Wolfenstein: The New Order. But imagine as a VR set where you're actually basically walking around.
I'm a little surprised actually that the likes of Bethesda haven't done that as like a mini, because it is, you're right, it's the sort of thing that they do, like the games, is to have the other games in there or some sort of representation that harks back to them. I'm quite surprised that they haven't done a version of Wolfenstein which is in VR, because it would be I hesitate to say easy thing to do, but in terms of implementing it, I think it would be relatively less demanding on terms of resources, and would be an interesting way for them to learn about VR themselves, because developers are still learning all this stuff.
Yeah.
It'd be an interesting side project.
It won't be like it's always, because I know like normal days where they're trying to make it 3D experience, all that stuff, and trying to make it realistic as possible. Whereas Wolfenstein 3D was made not to be realistic, but just to be a game. That in fact you're just walking around, turning left and right. There's no need to have like worry about what's above you, what's below you, sort of thing. I think you're probably right. That might be a way to introduce people into creating VR games.
Yeah. Also, it would be a very good promotional tool for promoting the new Colossus, of course, which is the second of the newer games.
Or maybe they can make it in regards to games that are coming out now. The next one is going to probably be a third in the series, because I'm pretty sure there will be a third Wolfenstein. They could perhaps make it as that, as like you say, a marketing ploy for the release of the third one, whatever that might be.
It'd be interesting to see, like, because I mean, like you say, you have like Doom as a VR game, which is interesting. So I mean, like, if Doom can do it, I wouldn't see a problem seeing Wolfenstein be made into like a mini VR game, so to say.
With regard to Doom, I mean, it's one of the things that people get a bit mixed up about. It is a new game, Doom VR. It is something that's within the storyline of the 2016 Doom. It is a new game. It is not an adaptation at all.
Interesting. Earthart's just jumped into the chat. Hello there to you, sir. Hope you are well. I think you'll find it will be heavily dependent on the sales of Doom VR. That's what he says.
Oh yes.
Interesting.
There's also the Random Genius 42 has actually put, well, Ace Attorney VR is way. Now that would probably be pretty good. No, in a sort of an Ace Attorney fan, that I would love to be able to shout out objection, hold it, take that, and just actually rub it in the prosecutor's face.
It would be funny if he did that as live Ace Attorney VR.
Oh jeez. but it's one thing that would be very, very good for part of the Ace Attorney games in VR would actually be the examining of the evidence.
Yeah, because I know you've had to for the 3DS system, you actually have to use buttons. You have to be really precise to actually have that evidence in your hand. See, like to examine it. That would be a good way for VR to be useful.
I could see that happening with Ace Attorney. That would be pretty sweet to see. Hopefully,
even if they took the original trilogy and made that like VR, just sort of like a starting point.
Yeah, I mean, if they went with that route, I could see that happening. That they start with the original trilogy, maybe do it as an anniversary special, like make a VR trilogy special and just see how it goes on from there. And then if it goes well, then maybe make a brand new Ace Attorney game, like VR exclusive. So wait and see on that. Maybe you just have to see what the future brings, especially with if we have classic titles be put onto virtual reality. Electric Boogaloo says Jumping Flash is perfect for PSVR. He also says Gravity Rush VR has to happen. First person Spyro the Dragon. And he also says seriously, a Jumping Flash remake for PSVR is already perfect. It's first person anyway.
I actually had to look up Jumping Flash. I have no idea what a Jumping Flash was. Which probably, and I very much doubt that Sony remembers either, frankly. First person Spyro the Dragon VR.
I don't know.
I'd prefer them to get third person right first, I think, before I want them to start worrying about first person.
I could agree on that. I mean, it's like interesting concept, but I don't know if it would work. I honestly don't know if that would work. First person Spyro VR.
Well, here's a suggestion for you: Metroid Prime.
Ooh.
In VR.
Now. Yes.
Well, would you do that when she goes to the ball? Because then all you're literally seeing is the ball, the ground, back of side, up.
I think what you would do is probably, I think if you turn into the ball, they'll just say okay, now maybe sit down or crouch or something like that to be in that ball.
Yeah, crouch to turn into the ball.
Yeah, that would work. That I could if Nintendo decides to get out of the Labo stage and get it to VR, then if they stop playing with cardboard and focus on virtual reality, then
that's their.
Yeah,
it's one of those things with Nintendo. I have great fun poking fun at Nintendo about.
This wasn't just a new ammunition for you, then, surely, with the lab.
Oh, it's also a new ammunition. It's the fact that they have no idea. One part of the company does not agree with the other part of the company. They are completely split down the middle. So in all these the financial calls that they have in Japan about whatever, they kept getting asked about VR, and they go, oh yes, all the investors, yeah, we're looking into it, and at the same time Miyamoto's going, and then you've got Reggie who's just like, nope. Nope. VR, nope. VR is boring. Nope. It's just so funny that none of them can get on page with this at all. So yeah, that would be really fun. Strauss's Monster Hunter World.
Monster Hunter World VR.
Freaking good.
Hunting various
that would
monsters.
be good.
I'm kind of disappointed. I've never played any of the Monster Hunters.
Oh god, you're missing out.
Neither have I, but
Monster
I
Hunter
can
World.
certainly agree with That would be really good.
Is gorgeous,
Yeah.
and I would love to see that come out like PSVR exclusive. You'd sell me on getting a PSVR straight away.
Can we not have
take
it?
my
Can
money.
we not have it as an exclusive? I have to deal with the comments of people on articles saying how much they hate everybody because it's an exclusive,
Well, yeah, that's true.
and how you're killing the industry.
Make it exclusive for the first 6 months, and then put it into PC once the PC version works.
Well, they're kind of trying. I think that was the idea with Resident Evil 7.
Yeah.
But that was like a 12-month thing, but the 12 months has come and gone, and we've not seen the PC version. So
It's probably still in works, maybe, I would assume. Mr. Bonato says VR headset plus console controller movement support for Payday 2. So do heists.
that already exists.
Ah.
That's why I mentioned Payday 2 at the start. There's already support for that with console specific.
Yeah.
I suspect they're doing that. It's more supporting PC at the moment because of their involvement with the Star VR headset, which is by Starbreeze themselves, which is more for arcade stuff really than anything like that. I think there is like other PC headsets support involved. It's still kind of early, but it looks, from what I've seen of it, it looks really good.
Yeah.
But so there's that. Yeah, the Star VR is now half and half between them and Acer. Random VR facts for you. There's wait, PC version has VR. Yes, it has. There was a reason they had that VR headset in as that. It's check it out. It's in the patch notes. It's quite a major announcement.
There you go, some new knowledge. Earthart says I want to try Danganronpa VR. I just need a PSVR headset for my PS4. There's a Danganronpa VR? I did not notice.
There is at least one Danganronpa
Well,
in VR.
I do enjoy playing a bit of Danganronpa, so watching a bit of Danganronpa. So I may have to get that. For sure. I think we talked about a lot of people what they were saying in the chat what they wanted. Guys, was there anything specific like you want to see?
To be honest, I'm more looking forward to the fact that Ace
Combat VR.
That's what I'm looking forward to seeing.
That would be that. I say we've talked about that many times on other episodes, and yes, I wouldn't mind seeing an Ace Combat game be put onto virtual reality. That'd be.
That's what I think. The next game has actually been confirmed for VR.
So there you go. Save up your money, James, and buy a VR headset.
That's the plan.
Dogfight your way to victory. I personally would love to see a Star Fox VR. I mean, if Nintendo decides to like get out of,
It's own ass.
yes,
Let's be honest here.
took the words right out of my mouth, Kev. If pull their finger outside their backsides and jump into the VR world, I would love to see a Star Fox VR game. Be like part of the R-Wing, flying around, trying to defeat Star Wolf, trying to fight enemies, facing Andros. Hell yeah, I would love that. That'd be fantastic. That would just be such a great feeling, being piloting an R-Wing and defeating Andros. That'd be like amazing. So maybe
Can't let you do that, VR Fox.
just like quick, do a barrel roll. I mean, you get motion sickness.
Do a barrel. Oh God, no.
Do a barrel roll.
You have to do like multiple barrel rolls in order to deflect like lasers, and you get at the end of it, you just throw up.
It's funny though. James mentioned 7. I really want to try Ace Combat. I'm not no interest in the previous games, but the fact that it looks how it looks, and they've clearly put a lot of effort into trying to make this right. I really want to see that.
I just love that. I've been a huge Ace Combat fan since I first started playing games. I think Ace Combat 0 is probably one of the best games I've ever played, and the soundtrack as well. Every single game seems to have the soundtracks have been amazing. I loved it. The fact they said the new one was coming out, I thought, oh, that'd be pretty decent. I'm looking forward to this one in VR. Okay, gotta save money, gotta get a VR now. Just for that one experience, even if it's for one level and I'm absolutely rubbish at it, I can at least sit down. I can at least try and sit down in an aircraft.
Exactly.
Because there's, I mean, one of the other things you've got to remember about VR is that, yes, it may seem a bit strange about, you're moving up and down and running around, but you've got games like Sprint Vector where it's very much, running around and lots and lots of movement. And there's tools like, because we mentioned this in our previous chat actually, and James was very interested in the possibility of this, if I remember rightly, which is the idea of an omnidirectional treadmill.
Yeah, I remember. Yeah, I said that last time round.
Yeah, which is if you vaguely remember the 90s with the big what are they called with the big VR headsets, of the virtuality headsets. That was it.
Yeah.
You're in some, like, with a big hoop around you. They're kind of the same as that, is it much more thinned down, and they've got like a slippy surface. So you put on the special shoe and you sort of run by sort of moving your feet without lifting them, and moving backwards, and you're sort of held around the waist. So you're physically moving.
Yeah.
And that's all tracked. But of course, there's also various things in like warehouse VR and things as well, which can be done, and some of which you touched on last week's show, which you can still watch / listen to, either on Twitch or on the
SoundCloud.
SoundCloud.
Yeah, SoundCloud.
But check that out, because that was very interesting about the possibilities of arcades for VR.
Yeah, no, I say we talked about it on the last episode. If they bring VR, I mean, I say it's big in Japan, but if they bring it to the West, as I say, video arcades will probably be booming again, which would be good to see. So
Yeah, it's a revival.
exactly.
It's a big thing for Namco Bandai, or Bandai Namco, I should say. So it's funny that at that exact moment, Electric Boogaloo Funk says also Pac-Man VR. But it's a very big thing in Japan with the VR zone, which they've got a very big arcade out there with all manner of things, and experiences for things like Gundam and Evangelion and Dragon Ball. And that's also where the Mario Kart VR experience is. And they've started bringing these like VR zone portals over to the UK. There's at Hollywood Bowl venues in the UK, and there's 2 at the minute. One of which is in Tunbridge Wells, and one of which is at the O2 in London. And they are expanding more and more. There's plans to bring out more of them across 2018. So it's happening. It's happening. There's things like there's a series of VR games, arcade style games, being made about the Rabbids, for instance. An actual series.
That's
lots of stuff going on.
Yes.
Also, yes, Pterodactyl Nightmare. Yes, that's been remade. That's been remade.
But as I say, it's good to see that they're having like small pockets of like these like VR arcade experiences happening in parts of the West, let's say in the UK. I don't think it's happening in America. There might be some like in the US as well.
There's it's growing every week in the. Honest to goodness, there's all sorts.
So here's hoping.
And Canada as well.
Oh, Canada. I haven't heard anything in Vancouver, so it must be like maybe Toronto or Montreal, most probably.
Looks like you gotta take a visit to Toronto then, mate.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to take a trip to the east to do some VR experience. It's gonna be fun. And meet people, and meet friends as well.
For the sake of gaming.
Yeah, for the sake of gaming, I'm going to Toronto. That's it.
Where would you like it to be?
Well, I would like to have it in Vancouver, but it's. I haven't heard any news about it because there's a lot of people in people that I know in Vancouver in the gaming industry, and if there was anything with VR, they would have said something right away.
Right. Wait there for a short period of time.
Okay.
Right. Okay. So There are venues. There are Canadian Canadian Hamilton, Toronto, Winnipeg.
It's a little bit closer to me. Middle of the country.
Lethbridge.
That's in Alberta. That's the province next to me.
Calgary.
Oh, I'm taking a bus to Calgary. 18-hour trip, worth it.
Red Deer.
Yep.
Edmonton.
Okay.
There's like a string of them. There's a whole bunch around Toronto, naturally enough. But there's also one in New York as well.
Is there anyone in BC? Anyone in British Columbia?
None in British Columbia at the moment, but they are still expanding. That is just the one I've looked up that I remember the name of. Okay. So that's Control.
Must have known you were there, Andy.
What's that, James?
That's Control.
Must have known you were there. Yeah. Oh my god! Stay away from British Columbia. Stay away from British Columbia.
It's a random Brit that wants to play VR games. We can't let him do that. Well, I'm taking a trip up to Calgary then, because that's like the closest city to me. That's we could be able to do VR. Edge heads Toronto, you say? Heads to airport with Hello Kitty racing signs. Screw you.
Oh dear.
Never playing that game again. There was also some other games quickly, and then we'll go for a quick conclusion. As Earthart says, like, wait, Andy's played Danganronpa. I played a bit of it, but I've watched mostly people play it, and I want to get straight into like the game a whole lot more. And then Kevin, our little chat, just said Cyber Danganronpa VR, the Clash Trial. So that's the VR game, which I need to have a look at more information on that, just to see what it's all about. And Random Genie says flings Monokuma at Andy. Thank you very much for that. Don't really want Monokuma coming at me. Edge also says we have got virtual reality Star Fox. It's called Star Fox Zero. Yes, but the controls are very bad in that game, apparently. But yeah, and then Electric just quickly says, well, you can technically play Crash Bandicoot in VR through PSVR's cinematic mode. That's something I did not know about. So that's interesting to say the least. So maybe I'm guessing you can probably do that if the new Spyro remastered game comes out. That would be interesting to see. You do that PSVR, play Spyro in cinematic mode. Crazy. So, anyway, guys, as I say, we're going to go for a quick conclusion. So, we'll start off with Kev again. So, what games would you like to see mainly classic games for VR titles?
Well, now that I've said it, and even though I'm not a massive fan of the series in the slightest, Metroid Prime VR. I think it's that sort of. I mean, one of the other things is if anyone plays Eve. There is a number of VR games, notably Eve Valkyrie, which is in the same universe. It's part of the same continuity and everything that's going on in VR. It is absolutely amazing. Any kind of space game. Like a classic, like a Wing Commander in VR, I'd love to see. And heck, I'd like to see Wing Commander even remembered by anyone. That would be a good thing to start with. But now that I've said that, just for the sheer atmosphere that you would have, and just be immersed in all that's going on around you in terms of the sights and the sounds, the Metroid universe would be amazing.
It would be. I mean, like I say, if Nintendo gets their head out their backsides, maybe that'll happen. Hang
on, I've just got a message from... No.
You got a message from Reggie. He's listening into the show. Damn it. He knows.
Wait a minute. If he's listening, that means Reggie's the Colonel.
What?
Dun dun dun.
Oh, hang on. I got a perfect jingle for this. Kev, say that again.
Reggie's the Colonel!
There we go.
Hello, I'm Colonel Standard. Herbs, spices, taking names and kicking ass. And I like making games about chicken.
Yes. Coming soon. The KFC training cooking tutorial game coming soon to Nintendo Switch.
Which, with cardboard representation of chicken.
Yes, the Labo. Make your own Labo chicken, and then just do something.
Oh right, yeah. Make your own cardboard chicken, and oh right, we never even fit this through, did we?
Yeah, no, we didn't. James, your games, or for classic games with VR titles, what would you want to see?
Like I said before, Wolfenstein 3D for VR would probably be good. There is something else I've just realised as well. How about a VR version of Five Nights at Freddy's?
No.
Because it is scary enough as it is, just put it in the control. Imagine in VR. People will fall back from their seats and have an actual heart attack. So
It would be fun to see. It would be good, but I would not play it. Sorry, that's just not me.
Oh, I'm up for that.
I would be very concerned. 'Cause now that VR's a standalone VR, for those of you who aren't familiar with what's going on, and you should go to vrfocus.com to find out more and stay up to date.
Advertisement!
Shilling! Everything's going into standalone VR now, which is to say, it's untethered, it's wireless. That's the next phase, and that's all happening this year with all manner of things. I think if something like Five Nights at Freddy's with its, it's all about jump scares, I think we might be seeing a lot of injuries with that combined with standalone VR.
Yes.
It would be interesting.
It would be.
I imagine a developer with that kind of creativity and outside the box thinking, doing something in VR would be very interesting to see as a final product.
Just saying that anyone out there who is thinking about designing one of these, I will happily. I may shit myself, I may be scared out of my wits, but I will do it.
I will only do it. I was going to say, I would only do it if people request it for me. I wouldn't do it myself.
There we are, guys. There we are for your 250th stream.
Hell no.
I would. Although there is a game called Wilson's Heart.
Oh God.
In VR, which is a horror game.
Oh God.
From Twisted Pixel Games, that's an interesting one. I'll link there so you can. It's very stylistic in terms of what's going on, and it's like, yeah, let's see you do Wilson's Heart at some point down the line when you've got a VR headset.
My heart. Okay.
Your heart.
Well, damn.
As the hospital hauntings intensify, you fellow patients traverse increasingly maddening corridors, solving frightening environmental hazards, and work together to defeat the sinister inhabitants in your pursuit to reveal who stole your heart and why.
Ooh. That does sound pretty spooky and interesting. So,
it's got Peter Weller in it from RoboCop, so there's a...
Peter Weller, is it? Okay. I will... I may consider buying the game. I'll just get the headset first and then we're good to go.
It's only on Oculus Rift. By the way,
only Oculus Rift, not Vive?
No, I think it was something that had Oculus Studios involved.
Oh,
that's
okay.
Probably the reason why.
Just like, yes, that's what Ein says. Better save up for an Oculus Rift. Looks like it. Better save that up. Indeed. Also, Greenie's just jumped into the chat. Tally ho to you, lady. How are you? Hope you're well and good. But yeah, no, version of Five Nights at Freddy's would be, interesting to see. And let's say Wilson's Heart. I'll probably look into this and see how it goes. Edge says, Hello Kitty VR, please. No, get out of there. Leave. Please get out of the stream. For me, I would say Star Fox VR. Again, Nintendo, please make that happen, because that would be absolutely amazing. Being Fox McCloud, piloting the R-Wing, and just kicking ass in the Lilac system would be absolutely amazing, I would have to say. And on that note, because we're going way over the overtime, we're actually going to be under 3 hours. Holy crud, it's insane. And Electric says Night Trap VR, please. That'll be interesting. Night Trap VR.
Yes.
Like, how... like, looking at the cameras and seeing if you've seen someone's boat.
Right. I'm going to need to nip off very soon.
Yes, we're gonna end this off right now. We're gonna do the ending.
Oh, before we go, before you do that, there is a thing that I'd like you to put up on the stream, because if you can see this, if you can see the live stream, you'll see my little avatar there. Last Minute Continue has a thing where the logo is my face. It's Pac-Man, basically, getting those. And there's also various other gaming characters as the ghosts. And there's all the people who are on Last Minute Continue are represented as pack characters in some way or another. There has yet to be a Pack Andy. Until now!
Oh my god.
There's a Pack Andy.
There's a Pack Andy?
There's a Pack Andy, and I want you to put that up so people can see. That is the Pack Andy!
Oh my god.
Oh, well, that is brilliant.
Okay, give me a sec. I will quickly put this on here. Whilst I'm doing that, though, I will transition the music because it's now time for the Throne of Games.
While you're doing that, Matt, Andy, do you want me to announce the winners?
Yes, do that, please. That'd be great.
That's no problem. Okay, guys, so tonight, as you've seen from the beginning, at our Throne of Game competition, it was Knights who was decided to take on our current king, Sonic the Hedgehog, for the right to be called the king or queen of the Throne of Games. We've had a lot of competition right now with 49 votes. I hope you're ready to hear this.
Okay,
Andy?
Yeah, give me 1 sec. Here we go, guys. That's it. That's me. You got my baggy eyes and everything. Perfect. That's amazing. And thank you very much, Kev, and Double Cross for that. That is fantastic. Oh, brilliant.
Mr. Venato, don't you mean Pack Sharp?
Pat Sharp. Oh, no. No. Not Pat Sharp. No. Anyway. No, thank you very much for that, Kat. That's absolutely amazing. I love it. Love it to bits. Thank you so much indeed for that, good lady. Okay, James. You Pack Sharp. Jesus. Would you like to announce the winner of the Throne of Games?
I am going to announce the winner right now. Drum roll, please.
The winner is...
Sonic the Hedgehog has been dethroned. Knights is the winner with 65% of the vote. At last.
Oh, goodness. There you go. Your votes did it.
Na 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 na. Hey hey hey. Goodbye.
Oh, great, and Andy, because it means you're gonna have to play. You're gonna have to say this and play the Knight theme tune or a victory theme for them.
Yes, I do have a song. We've got an OC remix to play for Nights into Dreams. So I'm just trying to find something quick. So if I can't find a little jingle to end it off, which I don't think I can, so that's a shame. But we will play a song for our new King/Queen of the Throne of Games. Congratulations to Knights, and congratulations, Kev, for dethroning Sonic off the
Thank you for dethroning him.
I built you up, Hedgehog. Now you've been taken down.
Don't forget Knights, everybody.
Yes, indeed. So what I'm going to do, actually, I wonder, let me just quickly check my Sega folder to see if I actually have some songs for Nights into Dreams. We do have, is that the one? Yes, it is. We're actually going to play a remix because it's very good. It is the Dreams theme song, but it's a remix by Akumajo Belmont, who is very, very good at making remixes. So we're going to play that. I think that's a very fitting to play on this. So I've got the song all ready to go, which is perfect. So as I say, guys, James is going to be defending the new King/Queen of the Throne of Games, Knights, on the next episode, which is actually going to be, we're going to be having a bit of a hiatus. The next show is going to be happening on March 25th. That's episode 4. So make sure to put that in your calendars. And I'm going to be finding a new character to pick, and I do have an idea of who I'm going to be having for the Throne of Games. So be prepared, James. Be prepared, because I'm
ready.
I'm now bringing out the big guns.
Kev, I might need your assistance in the next one in case you don't beat.
That's okay. If his big gun was Sonic and he's don't do the big guns, that's
well,
yeah. Well, we'll see about that.
We'll see about that. So, on that note now, because we need to get going because it's almost 3 hours and we need to get the show up and done. That is it. That is the end of episode 3. He's bringing his waifu. Well, what are the waifus? That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying on that. At the end, that is the end of episode 3 of the Tally Ho Show. James, as ever, thank you so much for coming on and being an amazing host on the show.
Thanks for bringing me on board. As always, it's been fantastic.
Yes, and thank you as well. Very special big thanks to Mr. Kevin Eva from Last Minute to Continue coming on as our first ever guest of the show. Great to have you on. Hope you enjoyed yourself, sir.
Thank you very much. I did enjoy myself. Don't worry, folks. The guests are only up from here.
It's already we've made it to the top with you, Kev. So it's all good. you made it humongous, and it's been a pleasure to have you. So thank you for coming on.
When you finally get yourself rich and famous, it all started with the.
I will remember.
And be sure, guys, as well, I just posted a link to lastminutecontinue.com in the chat, and that will be on the description as well, so be sure to go into lastminutecontinue.com for Let's Plays, news, reviews, and all the other amazing stuff that happens on that amazing team. Indeed.
Speaking of which, I'm off. I need to do prep for a live stream that's happening very soon.
Okay,
bye, everybody. Thanks for having me on, guys.
No worries, Kev. Take care.
Mate. Take care.
Alrighty, so yeah, there goes Mr. Kev. He has to go do a stream, and we're going to end off right now. So as I say, we are going to be playing a song for our new King/Queen of the Throne of Games, and it's going to be, let me just grab the information quick. It's a song, Night's Lucid Dreams. It is a Dreams Disco Night Mix made by Akuma Gel Belmont and Level 99. So hopefully you enjoy that, guys. And as I say, next show is going to be on March 25th. That is going to be episode 4. So once again, thank you all so much for coming in, listening to the Tally Ho Show, whether you're listening to this live on Twitch TV or on the podcast via SoundCloud. I have been Andy.
I have been James.
And until next time, which will be March 25th for episode 4. Have a very good rest of your day, and we'll speak to you all very, very soon. Take care, and bye-bye for now.
Tally ho!
We want to. There's nowhere I'd rather be but here with you. The stars above light the way only for you and I. And I'm so glad I found the world that I've been looking for. In my dreams, I'm the one you're hoping for. Love can come through an open door. Just be strong and be sure to find the one.
I'm Luigi, number one.